derivative, Jill.
There she is. There she is.
Greetings and felicitations.
Welcome to Jill's.
Right there, right there. Yay, Dorkster's dead.
25 cents more.
Ah, crap over.
Hello and welcome to Plomeek Teatime number 101. Today we're going to be digging into the 1984 movie The Last Starfighter, which I saw for the first time. I can't believe that that was the case. It was just such an absolute blast. I can't believe it took me this long to get to it. I wish I had seen it when I was a kid because these were the kind of movies that I really would have liked, because I love when fantasy mixes with, with a bit of reality. And this to me is even more fun than Tron, even though the premises are slightly different, because the game is a representation of reality, except for reality is a big CG wonderland, I suppose you could say. And and also that's another thing that both movies have in common, is that they revolutionized computer graphics in their time. And this movie's just magical and innocent and fun. So let's explore it. And I'd like to start that off by saying hello to my panel. I'd like to say hello to ScottyR37.
Greetings, Starfighter.
Yeah, hello. How are you doing?
I am so excited. I'm super jazzed. I got to watch this. It had been a while since I'd seen it, and I revisited it. It's one of those movies that I know that if I watch it on a loop, I will get tired of it. And so I have to use discipline and push it away so that I don't watch it too much. And watching this again made me feel like I was seeing Star Wars for the first time again. Because Star Wars is something that I wore out. But The Last Starfighter, I refuse to wear out. And so, no, this made me feel feelings of joy.
I know what you mean by discipline, because I'm going to watch it again tonight because my son needs to see it.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, when did you first interact with this movie? And what do you remember from that?
And this is weird. I think that every movie that I saw on VHS for the first time, I remember as watching when I had chicken pox, and it makes it sound like I had chicken pox for the entirety of the 1980s. But no, I saw it on VHS and I adored it. I probably watched it twice because it was a 24-hour rental. And and I saw it on TV whenever. This was one of those things where if it was on television, when we got like free previews to the movie network, I would be like, okay, well, that's that. I know what I'm doing for the next hour and 45 minutes. And yeah, no, I guess the 80s is the short answer.
Yeah. That's a great answer. And it's so adorable that you had chicken pox. That's around, so you were around 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Or wait a minute.
8.
What? You got chicken pox late. Anyway, DJ Play Nice.
Yeah.
It is such a special treat that we have you here today, and I wanted to know how you're doing today.
I'm doing well. I haven't been up much for this portion of it, but the overnight was kind of cool. And I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be able to talk about this and re-celebrate. Are we going to be doing something every week to celebrate Scotty's birthday?
Yeah, let's do
this
that.
This was an accident. This was just because I was looking forward to this movie when he first chose it for his birthday. So when he switched it on me to WKRP, this
Scotty,
is just as much something for me as it is for him.
That's awesome. Good choice, man.
Well, but this is the reason that I sort of did an audible to WKRP was because Jill had watched it and she liked it. And I was like, great. And so introducing her to The Last Starfighter as well. is
this is a great choice.
This is
This
one
is
of those
awesome
movies that,
bonus content is what I'm considering it to be
Okay,
for the
but hold on,
Special feature.
birthday
Thetazord, you're
celebration.
coming up soon.
oh, sorry.
DJ, did you tell me about could you tell me about the first time you saw this movie, or what you remember from it?
I'm gonna have trouble dialing in on specific memories of seeing the screening, but I did see it in theaters with my younger brother and my dad. I would have been in the 8th grade, I think. I don't remember what time of year did it come out. Does anybody know?
Oh, I don't
July
know.
3rd. Okay,
There we go.
The last Starfighter was first released on July 13th, 1984.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, as a summer show, we all would have been stoked to see something sci-fi because we were all fans, and that would have been a great summertime flick as well. Again, can't drill down on any specific memories, but I do remember being really impressed by the ship itself because it's a cool design. It's a wicked cool ship, and being the age that I also was able to I was drawn in by the character's name is Alex. Is that the protagonist? Yeah,
Yes.
was drawn in. I could relate to Alex because he was like at that point, say like an older brother figure, at least one of the high school boys, sort of thing. One that I was about to become, and yeah, I think that's about what I have for now. Glad to be here.
Very awesome.
It's great to
And-
see you, DJ, play nice. Like, I'm so happy to see you, man.
Right on, likewise.
Yeah, and it's really great to have you here, Thetazord. I'm so glad you decided to join us. How are you
Oh,
feeling today?
shucks. Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure being here with y'all. Yeah, so I'm just blessed to be here. This is one of those movies that really stuck in my heart, and I know exactly the first time I saw this movie. So if you want me to
Yes,
get
absolutely.
into that,
Please.
okay. So my grandmother used to watch me a lot as a kid. So I would come over, and right across the street was a Blockbuster. So every time I came over, we would go rent some movies so that during the weekend I'd have some entertainment and stuff like that. And I bring like a whole bunch of toys. Like I bring so many toys, like play sets and stuff, and be playing with my toys while watching some movies. And I remember the very first time I watched this movie, I rented My Pet Monster, the movie, the live action movie. I don't know if y'all know that about that. And what was the other one? Anyway, I rented My Pet Monster and The Last Starfighter, and then there was another movie, but it seems to have slipped my mind. But anyway, so this is one of those movies I popped in, and it was one of those movies that just hit me at the right time. It was probably like I was probably 7, so it was probably around 89 that I watched it. And it was one of those movies that made you feel like your imagination was endless. Like the possibilities of your imagination could be real. Like it made you feel like, you pop in that quarter, and it could be a test to see if you could save the galaxy and be the hero that, did Jill get Duck of Death? Looks like
she'll be back. Don't worry. Keep going.
Okay. So, yeah, so I remember watching that movie and being just blown away by the graphic, like the CGI at the time, because as you mentioned, it reminded you of Star Wars, and that's not a coincidence, because the studio that did the effects for this movie, they actually presented the concepts for this the special effects for this movie to George Lucas to use in Star Wars, and I guess it wasn't up to his level. Like he thought it looked a little too fake and stuff like that, so he went with more practical effects, which is
It's the
Star Wars
special
is a
effects are
classic.
super interesting in terms of the production of this. And Ron Cobb, the production designer, I did have the opportunity to listen to the audio commentary, and his his insight into the special effects is fantastic. I can't wait to get into
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah, exactly. So they had the opportunity, they presented the effects to George Lucas, and George Lucas was like, no, we're not gonna go with that. But they this was the project that they were like, we're gonna go all out. We're gonna use the concepts and the technology that we have come up with, and we're gonna put it all into the last Starfighter. We're gonna show George Lucas what can be truly done with what we have. And to my expectations, they blew it away. I think this movie really encaptures what it's like to be a boy, even a high school, boy, that has dreams and aspirations of being out of a small town and being more than what he really, is supposed to be, I guess, what everybody expects him to be. And he's like Picard, he's looking out at the stars, and he's, at first he's scared.
And his mother hung herself.
Yeah.
Oh no, that never happened.
That never. No.
That happened.
No.
Well, okay, it happened in the Kurtzman Trek universe, but basically that was Patrick's.
Anyway, I'm sorry. It's a
Yeah.
filthy Friday.
That's
It's a filthy Friday.
Yeah.
That's a big
So-
derailing if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
But
But the fact of the matter
but
is
that's a good derailing because.
but the fact of the matter is that it encompassed and enabled my imagination to feel like anything is possible. And it's one of those movies that just makes you feel like the stars aren't out of reach.
Well,
So
yeah.
Right. It
Absolutely.
really feels like a Disney movie if you wish upon
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, and apparently there have been parallels drawn between this and The Wizard of Oz.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Just in terms of Alex, leaving Kansas, going to Oz, and then there is the giant floating head that is like Zur is the
I never
wizard
really
who's the
thought
bad guy. I didn't get it either until I watched the audio commentary,
Well,
and they were
and
like,
you know-
people have said that this is Wizard of Oz-ish.
And what's really funny too is the character of the beta that comes into contact with Alex.
Oh, yes,
and
that's going to be lots of fun to talk
yeah,
about.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. There are slides. This is a Jill show, Thetazord.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a little pepper on that, just to get a little taste. So I'll end it there.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
get
no, it's
into-
totally funny. No, that is a good character, and he even looks different from like they're the same,
Yeah.
obviously the same actor.
Yeah.
but we will talk about it.
Yeah.
So yes, that's right. I have slides, and we're gonna
Yeah,
get into
I know
that.
I know you do, Jill. I know you do.
But you know what? There are a lot of people who are excited to talk about this movie too, because we've also got to introduce the chat. Sigvaldison says that was a very enjoyable movie. Never saw the video game, but did watch the movie a couple of times in the theater.
Oh,
Also, praise to our eldritch god
Oh,
who
God.
wants to help us be free.
why not
that's
Zoidberg?
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants.
Yeah, of course. Hello to Watcher X and
Hey,
DJ
Watcher.
Knight,
DJ. Nice.
DJ Knight.
Gavin Blackburn,
Gavin. What's going on, Human?
Franco Walker
Yeah.
is here too.
Franco, don't forget to like and
Franco.
subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button and the bell and tell everybody you know.
Yeah.
JRC 99 US. My Uncle Jay introduced me to The Last Starfighter when I was a kid in 1993. I'd never heard of it when it came out in 84, and I love it. There should have been sequels. I wish I had an uncle like that, like yours, JRC. I had never, it didn't cross my radar.
Well, and Jill, I never actually got, like, when did you watch this for the first time?
Yesterday.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh,
Return to
Yeah,
Return to Witch
was-
Mountain was the other movie I rented.
so how
was-
was the first time watching The Last Starfighter? Like, did you well, you're gonna show your son. So you know what? You do have an uncle like JRC 99 US, yeah, because you're the cool mom.
Yeah,
the
well,
coolest
and
of
this was-
moms.
and it was in my introduction that this was my first view.
Yeah, but I didn't. When you
and-
said first, I didn't realize that it was like within 24 hours. I thought you watched it last week when you thought we were doing this last week.
No, I hadn't gotten around to it yet. Because Because
Did it
right when I was about to turn it on, you said WKRP. I started looking around.
did it exceed your expectations? Or
Absolutely, it was a
okay, cool,
complete
cool.
delight. The
Awesome.
the hour and 45 minutes felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it did. I wanted more, honestly. It just flew
Keith
by.
E. Hello to Keith E.
Hey, Keith.
Old
Man Bird.
Hey, what's
Wes
up, Old Man
Cagle,
Bird?
Everybody's here.
Yeah, Sigvaldison. Hey to everybody. Hail to everybody. Love you so much. If I missed you, sorry. I love all of y'all.
If I missed any of you, it was on purpose, and I don't like you.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
ScottyR37, could you read this from Wes Cagle, please?
Wes Cagle in the chat says, great film. Been about 35 plus years since I've seen it, so it would be like a brand new film for me. Oh, man. Yeah. Couldn't find it to watch, so I can offer almost no input, but the basic premise of the film. Don't worry, Jill has clips. Wes Cagle, when you watch it again, you're going to be delighted. And actually, I don't want to put emotions in your heart, but I think you will be delighted.
Yeah, I agree.
Franca Walker says, the 80s in general had great films. And Penny's here. Hey, Penny, what's up, yo?
What's up? Love you, Penny.
Jill,
Yeah,
are you quiet on purpose?
Yes, I was. I thought I
Okay.
was telling you why I was quiet, but I got a message in the background and I just had to answer it. But yes, hello to Penny. This is a fun movie. She agrees, and I'm
Yeah.
sure Daniel's Hot Topics has to like this movie.
Good
if
morning,
he's
Daniel.
seen it.
Yeah.
Franco Walker says, "Shut up, Wesley."
That's me.
Funny. There is Wesley trivia in this movie. If you didn't know.
Is there Wesley trivia? I only got 2 of the Star Treks. 3.
Sir, I know this may finish me as an acting ensign, but
Shut up, Wesley.
We could say it now since he's barely in the movie. I don't know. See if you could. Okay, when we go through the
Is Will Wheaton in this movie?
He's in the background somewhere, and I didn't notice him when I saw it, but it was only when I did research. It was only when I did research that I found out he was an extra, and he actually had lines, but they cut him out.
Thank heavens.
So they told him to shut up, Wesley.
The last Starfighter, the movie, literally told Wesley
exactly.
to shut up.
Perfect. That makes me love this movie even more.
Right?
Because the only thing that we would have bad to say about this movie is needs less Wesley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had such an influence on gaming and the people, it made you feel like you weren't an outcast for being, one of those arcade junkies and
Wes Cagle, DJ Play Nice, can you read Wes Cagle's chat? Because I think we need a little baritone for this awesomeness.
Wow, I can try. Remember, I'm working off a phone. You all must defend the frontier against Zur.
Okay, try it again one more time with feeling.
You all must defend the frontier against Zur.
Thank you.
Good. That was awesome.
Brilliant.
Clip that.
Hey, Lance from the Outcast Creative. I besmirched your home country the other night. I apologize.
Oh, you were making a joke that was
I was
related
making
to
a
Canadian
joke, but
politics, but nobody knew that you were making a joke related to Canadian politics. So it was funny.
Exactly. And the thing is, I would like to say, in reverence to our host, Jill said, "Hey, don't do that. One of my friends, Lance from the Outcast Creative, is from England." And I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot."
Oh, so yes, exactly. That's what happened. Thetazord, could you please read Lance's comment?
Of course. What? This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's on my book. I love you, Alex Rogan. The line still gives me the best kind of chills. I saw it in the cinema.
And now we can actually hear about Lance's experience with this movie because he's decided to give us some of his time.
I am here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And for the last time, I was not born in England. I am Danish.
I'm
telling
sorry.
people this. The clue's in the name, Nilsson. So you didn't besmirch my country. There you go.
Okay. See, Jill was
Oh, you
unnecessarily chivalrous.
It's the country I live in, but I'm half Danish, half South African. So you know,
Okay,
Actually, I actually
wow.
never
Sorry,
asked. So I'm sorry.
imbued in
Jill.
Danish culture because I've lived here most of my
I
life.
was being culturalist.
I love your accent, and it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. I've got a couple of stories about this film. I was frantically looking for the vinyl soundtrack.
Oh,
After Jill sent me the link, which I did own. Where it is, I've no idea. So that's another one that's missing. But I definitely had it because it. Craig Safan, who did the score, and I think you'll probably all agree, the main theme is one of the best main themes ever.
yes.
For a movie.
It's great. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
reached out to him
Did we?
about 12 years ago when I was prepping another movie and said, look, are you still doing soundtracks? I'm named after him, by the way. I'm going to come back to that.
Sure.
So, so yeah, basically, we had a conversation over email, but that film ultimately never happened. I believe he is still around. So Lance Guest is where I get my name Lance from. True story.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's
around the time
awesome.
this film came out was when I found out I was adopted. And my South African name was Lev Heaton, which sounded a bit short for leather to me. So I didn't like that. But I didn't like my Danish name either. So I wanted to change my name. And I'd just been to see this. And I thought Lance Guest was really cool. In fact, I thought he was going to be like a massive breakout star. I'm not sure.
I did too.
Yeah, I've heard some reasons as to why, and I think some of it was his choice. He's an acting teacher now.
Yes.
Oh, cool! I didn't know
I've been
that. That's
trying to get him to come on my channel so many times, but yeah. So anyway, I thought Lance Guest, he's cool. Lance is a cool name, so it's a bit like Lev. So I'm going to change my name to Lance Nilsson. So that's where it came from. Came from Lance Guest.
Good.
True
It's a
story.
good strong name. I like it. Hey, what's up,
Absolutely.
Canadian Spider-Man?
Hey,
Yeah.
Spidey.
But
Who's
there
the
are-
Kiwi?
I saw this
No,
at the
don't-
cinema.
don't.
Did anybody else here see this at the cinema? Is it just
No.
me?
I was
Yeah.
theater.
Sorry, DJ. DJ saw it at the theater. Or cinema. My mistake.
Yeah, well, movie theater, cinema, whichever. On the big screen. Did anyone else see
Nope.
it on the big screen?
You know what's
I don't know
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
fracking with me, if it's my internet or if it's.
You're here. I
Uh,
can hear you.
Okay, I'm here back. I'm sorry. I missed all of your everything you said. I'm
It
so
was
sorry.
very enticing. You missed a great story. So you
Well, the
just have to
short
rewind.
version is I'm named after Lance Guest. That's the short version. So
No way.
that's where the
Yeah.
Lance comes from.
Great.
Yeah.
Story.
Yeah.
Well, and friend of the channel, Terrier Tiberius Mork. He did change his middle name legally to Tiberius just so he could share it with Kirk.
I believe it.
Also, he was
I
Norwegian.
believe a lot of people probably did. I bet a lot of people changed their name to James or Tiberius or some sort of variation of.
Anyway, I don't mean to take away. I was just sort of interjecting.
No. There's a lot that goes along with Star Trek and Star Wars with this movie. So
But,
well, and it's interesting. Sorry. I'm sorry, Lance.
No, I was just going to say, when I saw this on the big screen, I have a feeling this and Tron were about, it feels like they're about 6 months to a year apart that I saw them. And there was a massive publicity thing about the CGI for this film, which I think was done on a load of souped up Amigas, if I remember correctly.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things about the CGI in this film I found from rewatching it, and I showed it to a friend for the first time the other day. So he was a Starfighter virgin like Jill 24 hours ago, and he's an animation guy, right? So he's quite critical, and he couldn't believe how well the effects held up.
yeah,
And I think what's really good about the effects in this film is that they serve the story really well. They're very much about serving the story. They're not there just to show off the effects. So that, I think, helps making them date less badly than some other shows and some other films, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
There-
And it still
There's
works.
one particular scene where when they were doing the presentation to George Lucas, they were using X-wings, and they did a maneuver, and George Lucas didn't like it. But in this film, they pulled it off, and it looked beautiful. Like they used the enemy ships to do the maneuver. It was
Well,
like
in Thetazord,
yeah.
I don't mean to push back on this, but
Yeah.
like Star Wars came out in 1977. This came out in 1984. The computer graphics wouldn't be nowhere near.
No, I
agree.
I'm just saying they wanted to do this back then. And I think it was for, it was just something that they presented to George Lucas, and they finally got to do it with this movie, and it looked great. And I agree, it's because the effect, the capabilities increased, but it was something that they were wanting to do really badly for Star Wars, and they didn't get
to.
Yeah, exactly. And they got
while I'm still here, while the internet isn't still kicking me in the pants, I want to make sure I say hello to
Greek letters
Larson. I remember the protagonist was selected for his high-scoring classic CIA enlistment.
Yeah. Over 1 million points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and Sigvaldason read the book multiple times before I saw parts of that movie, and I couldn't stomach it.
Yeah, I've got in the shed. I've got a book that came out at the time, but it's one of the ones with it's like a making of with loads of pictures in it and this kind of thing. Probably quite rare now, I would think. Like a sort of A4 sized or A5 sized. I'm sure I still have it. It's in the shed somewhere.
Franco's leaving already?
I hope you could. Yeah, he has to leave. He says, "Sorry, everyone, I'm too tired to focus." Luckily, I'm going to the doctor's tomorrow. Might find out why I'm always tired. I'm so sorry to hear that, Franco Walker. I'm hoping that your doctor is capable of assessing that issue and gets you some help quick.
Best wishes and get well.
Yeah, get well soon, buddy. I know that feeling. Something else I want to mention about this film is I feel that the writer, Orson Scott Card, proper ripped off this plot for Ender's Game.
Oh,
yeah.
Subsequently developed into a book. And
Lance, when did Ender's Game come out?
2013.
Holy moly! Yeah, he totally did.
Yeah. So there's definitely. I mean, look. I mean, everybody's got little bits of ideas of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Younger, so
I mean, Ready Player One is similar in that.
Yeah.
I mean, so
well, and also this is arguably like one of the more successful Star Wars ripoffs.
Yeah.
And as we get into it, I'll discuss why I again think it's kind of somewhat superior.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and speaking of getting into it, The Last Starfighter was released in theaters on July 13th, 1984, written by Jonathan R. Batule, directed by Nick Castle, with music by Craig Safan, which apparently Lance has the soundtrack somewhere.
Well, apparently, somewhere. I've got about 5 soundtracks missing, and I'm just hoping that they're in another box that...
Nah, you threw them at zombies.
No, this is. I mean, this is one of my favorite scores.
It's amazing.
Certainly the main theme.
It cost.
Who else had a crush on Mary?
Catherine Mary Stewart.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
she was
Yeah, so
sorry, how much did it cost, Jill?
It cost $15 million to make and earned $28.7 million. Yes, and we're going to see lots of slides of her coming up here.
Yay, Maggie!
I think she's adorable too.
She is. Yeah.
She's quite active on social media.
Oh, really?
And the convention circuit. Yeah, I've had conversations with her before.
Oh, my stars! I wouldn't be able to.
But I've been, I've really been trying to get Lance Guest on, especially as I, named myself after him.
Yeah.
So, but Jill, I can only stay on for about another 20 minutes because I've got an industry interview coming up. Probably just as you're
another one. Didn't you just have one? You just had one yesterday.
Yesterday's one was very unplanned. That was great with Robert Kavanagh. He was such an amazing guest. And I've got Vicky Lee, who's a sort of like internationally famous dancer, coming on tonight, and we've had to postpone her interview 3 times already because she keeps getting work. So
I'm gonna get a broom with all these names that are being dropped.
Yeah, I
Well,
know,
okay.
right? If there's any left over, send them my way. That's
All right.
awesome.
But
I kid.
you know, Nick Castle,
Awesome.
who directed this, was his career really started. He collaborated with John Carpenter.
Oh,
Oh, for
yeah,
what?
John Carpenter and Nick Castle worked together. They co-wrote the script to Escape from New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
heavens.
They worked together on The Fog. And he also, Nick Castle, also played Michael Myers in Halloween. Did you know that?
yes,
The
I
first
did.
one, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like his next movie after this, which didn't get released in the UK except on VHS. The Boy Who Could Fly. I really
I've
like
seen that.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Fred Gwynn is amazing in that movie.
Yeah. So that's another good one that you could do a stream on, Joe. Actually,
It is a sci-fi. It was about a boy who could fly. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Starlight, Starbright.
Yeah.
Oh, and
that's the name of the hotel or whatever that they.
yeah, the
It's the name
trailer
of the
park.
trailer park.
The trailer park.
Yeah, name of the trailer park.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because when the script was initially, according to the audio commentary, it was in the suburbs, and because there were automatically going to be so many Star Wars references, or people are going to be like, "This is rip-off Star Wars."
So,
Every time they found themselves in a Spielberg or Lucas corner, they were like, "Oh no!" That it was almost like Simpsons did it. It was like if it was in the suburbs, we have to do it in a trailer park. If it was like,
Yeah,
if the community dies to drive him out of his home, then the community has
they
to
want him
live,
to
and
stay
that's
there.
what
Yeah.
he's protecting. Like,
Yeah.
and that's they were just like, okay, we know it's gonna come off as being derivative. So whenever we get ourselves into a corner, make sure we get out of it and go our own way.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
agree.
why exactly we get Robert Preston as being the music man again. Awesome. And instead of having a wise sage, like the wise sages are from the trailer park. It's glorious.
It's so funny to how easy it is to point that out because they literally do make sure to do the exact opposite of everything in Star Wars, and it's so easy. It's just so easy to point out because it is exactly the opposite.
Like it just zigs when you think it's going to zag.
Or zags when it's going to zig.
Either way, one or the other.
Yeah,
I
agree.
don't know if you guys spotted that Peter Nelson's also in this film, who had a pretty big role in V, the miniseries.
Yeah.
The one who impregnates the daughter, and eventually Michael Ironside covers him in dust and kills. Or actually, I think Robin does that. Blair Tefkin.
Who is he in this movie?
He's the
Otis
guy that wants to go out with Maggie.
Oh,
okay.
that guy.
Oh,
that
so
asshole.
He's like the Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah, he's the mini Johnny Lawrence in the film. I think he had more scenes, but they got cut.
Yeah.
And you know they've been trying to get a sequel to this made in forever.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a lot of back and forth with the rights and all this kind of stuff, and then they were talking about doing a reboot, which I think would be a mistake. I basically think Lance Guest, the movie should start with Lance Guest coming back.
I agree.
And
I think
meeting his brother, who's now an adult, and saying, "We need you." You know, boom.
I completely agree. The way that it ended, well, we'll get to it, but yeah, I agree.
How does it end? Does he win? Anyway, I do want to say hello to Retro Nerd Girl. Welcome to the chat, and
Retro.
I believe that Jill has offered an invitation if you want to hang out. But she says in the chat, "Hey guys, this is one of my favorite movies." To all of us.
Well, come on, let's talk about it.
Well, she's more than welcome, and it's up. It's all about consent, really.
Yeah, obviously everything.
But welcome, Starfighter, is what I would like to say to Retro Nerd Girl.
Yeah. Are you going to save the universe or not, Retro Nerd Girl? Come on.
Oh, she always does. She saves it every day.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, Retro and I have talked about this movie before, and we're both like massive.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie for all ages too. That's the cool thing is that back in the 80s, you could have movies like this that appealed to all ages.
Well, and also there's still a little bit of edge to it because don't forget Lewis, like the little brother who I think was my audience surrogate. It was like the little brother who was cheering on the big brother. And then when Alex goes away and he's sort of like his beta is passed out in bed trying to transform, what is Lewis doing? Checking out porn.
Playboys. Yeah.
You're dreaming, Lewis.
Yeah. I'm going to tell them all about your Playboys if you don't go back to sleep.
Yeah. That's funny. His the actor that plays the brother is really good at. He's great,
I think all the actors in this are extremely good. Yeah.
Well cast.
I think it was Robert Preston's last movie as well, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. And I mean he's just, for me, he properly sells the film as Centauri.
He was so awesome as Centauri. He was so good. I was rooting for him from the very beginning. Like
I remember I nearly cried when he, spoiler alert for people.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I was like crying, and then anyway.
Yeah,
say what happened.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Well, and if you want to just go through the cast, like it is incredible. Obviously, you have Catherine Mary Stewart, Lance Guest, Robert Preston. My big shout out goes to Dan O'Herlihy.
Greg plays Greg.
Greg.
Who was in Halloween 3.
He was awesome.
Halloween 3 is a good one. I liked him as the old man in RoboCop 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's incredible, the act. Like, we even get one of the big-headed aliens from The Cage.
Yeah.
What are Telosians?
We should
I can't believe I forgot about Telosians.
For a littler movie than Star Wars, this had a all-star cast just the same.
Oh, for sure. Anyway, hang on a second.
Yeah, the makeup for the various kind of aliens and costumes and stuff.
Beautiful. They did an amazing job. The practical,
really good. And a lot of that stuff was done by a guy called Lance Anderson. See, another Lance. Fantastic.
Lance is a good name.
And Terry Smith, he was the makeup designer. But yeah, all of those different alien heads they have, I just think they're fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and on Greg, all those scales, they look so real. They look so real, like so lizard-like. Like I don't know. It looks like you would. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It just looked so real. They just did such a good job with it.
I do have news from the front.
League! The news for big worlds not worthy to be our equals!
I'll tell you.
Jill has lost internet.
Oh no. Completely?
She'll be back.
Yeah,
no, she's really good. She's a communications officer. She knows what she's doing.
Oh, that's right.
So we should be okay. I just wanted to let everybody know what was going on. This is the Anti-Derivative Jill Show. I am Scott. I am a co-pilot, but I am certainly not in charge.
I like the way you assume that there's some people here that don't know who you are, Scotty, but I'm sure that's not true.
It's false modesty, and it's my trademark.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I've got to drop out because I've got to go and prep this stream.
Yeah, it was good to meet you.
But no, great to pop in, albeit briefly, because I love this film so much, and I actually do hope that they do make a sequel one day. I'd love to see another movie set in this universe. I'd rather some kind of sequel than a reboot. I'd rather they keep all the lore and the history from the first movie completely intact, and if they have to use new actors, that's fine. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see, and it gets a 9 out of 10 from me. So,
yeah, that's a good score.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, sir, for having me. And
Jill is in backstage. I don't know if she can put herself in front stage, but there she is.
Oh, I'm so glad I got back just in time. I had some IT issues and my internet was all wonky. I think probably leaving a vital connection outlet to your internet in your 5-year-old's room is not a good idea. I might need to do things, but I'm glad I
Hey,
got
good
back.
Captain, the internet is dry. Can he fix it? That kind of thing.
I did. I
Yeah.
ended up fixing it.
Well,
But I'm
Jill,
glad I
I've gotta
got back
run.
in time for you to go.
Yeah, sorry, but look,
That's
thanks for letting
okay.
me pop in though, because I really wanted to voice my praise and enthusiasm for this movie, and again, it's attached to a really special memory of mine. That's why I put it in the book. And that line, "I love you, Alex Rogan." When I rewatch the film now, every time I hear that line, I'm straight back in that cinema as that kid, wishing I was Alex Rogan, and that was the girl waiting for me on Earth. That's what this film sort of, set up for me. I think we all wanted to be that guy saving the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just that line sends good chills down my spine,
Well,
even now.
And Lance, as you exit, I just have to say, I think "I Love You, Alex Rogan" is better than Phoebe Cates taking off her bikini top.
Is that from Gremlins?
No, Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only seen that film once. It was a very long time ago.
Okay, all right.
Oh well, indeed.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, and that's really lovely, Lance. And you're welcome on this channel, whether it's for 5 minutes or 5 hours.
That's very
So I'm
kind.
glad-
You're
glad
very
you
kind
stopped
to
by.
let me do a whistle stop. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the stream. And anyone in the chat, if you haven't seen this movie, find it now.
Do it now.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yes.
Do it now.
Cheers, Lance. What a pleasure. What a great time. It's always nice to see him.
Okay. Retro's on the move right now, but yeah, I wish you could too, but I'm glad you're here in the
Classic military strategy. Surprise attack.
It'll be a slaughter.
That's the spirit.
Yes, this exactly. That's the spirit.
Yes, I had a rough start with the internet, but I think I figured it out. Made the research process go flawless, and it did, and it worked. The machine spirit is corrupted, and Jill's PC fetch the holy water.
We need an old Atari and a young Atari.
Oh, and there is a young Atari. They came out with a new model that's kind of fun. Pre-programmed games and whatnot. Oh, what kind of dog sleeps with what kind of dog sleeps with his belly exposed? One that is
an adorable one.
And
yes,
trusting.
exactly. A very trusting little puppy.
Yeah.
But I think that is something that the movie does really, really well, is that while Alex is sort of put upon, he does love his trailer park. Like he loves it.
He loves everybody. I mean, he's there for his mom. He even loves his girlfriend's grandmother.
He likes his girlfriend's boyfriend. And
Right. There's never any kind of animosity, really. He's a little bit jealous, but he's not.
Well, he's trusting. He knows that his girlfriend loves him, and I think he trusts her implicitly, and he knows that he's working towards them getting out of there and having a life together outside of that trailer park. Going for the big time. Reaching for the stars, if you will.
Oh, it's amazing. And I love how everybody in the community also loves Alex.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're right. In terms of the relationship between Maggie and Alex trusts Maggie and Maggie loves Alex. Like, it's evident.
Yeah. She's scared to leave her grandmother, but she wants more than ever, to go with him and have a life, some excitement, she's scared, but yeah.
But she doesn't put it out in the back of the flatbed. She's with she's more concerned with Alex. She even puts up with Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And that's the thing about this movie too, is that it sets up all the characters so well. It doesn't take an extremely long exposition to break down what each individual character is. It's just very well written to where you know it. It's there's just one or two lines, and you automatically know who they are, what they're supposed to be about, and it kind of gets in and gets out, and it doesn't spend a lot of time.
Oh, for sure. DJ Knight in the chat says, "I've been playing Star Fox," and the question is, DJ Knight, does that make you a starfighter or does that make you a furry?
I think both.
Maybe
Star
both.
Fox
Why not both?
Star Fox is amazing.
And Retro Nerd Girl is just listening today, and that is amazing. Flattering, even, I would say. I didn't mean to be all Zeusian there.
No, be Zeusian.
All right.
All right.
Actually, Zeus, not Zeus, not lightning bolts. More rhyming. But yeah. And so anyway, I don't know what's going on with the slides. Now, but this is also, now that we've sort of talked about the community, one of the things that, that's what happened. Jill is still experiencing technical difficulties, and we do have to play a video every time Jill drops out of this stream now. It's going to be fine.
Terrific. I'm about to get killed a million miles from nowhere with a gung-ho iguana who tells me to relax.
There it is. So, and...
I'll have it all figured out by the time we reach the frontier.
What's that?
The frontier.
But I think that this is something, as I mentioned before, in terms of the storytelling, every time that they sort of get into the direct cover song version of Star Wars, they back out of it, and it is the original subversion of expectations. It's like, we're just going to watch a space movie. And it turns into, it's like, no, everything that happened, it works out. It doesn't. Like, there are stakes. Like, Alex is defending Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
And the frontier. And that is something that I think that is lacking in Star Wars, is what is the rebellion protecting? We know that there's a rebellion, but what are they protecting?
The planets.
Yeah, but we don't. And the only time that we see that asserted in Star Wars is the destruction of Alderaan. People that we have never seen before. We just know that there are people on Alderaan. We don't know what they look like. I guess Princess Leia is representative of Alderaanians.
But we do know, like, the people of Tatooine, so we know that it's I mean, I don't think it's about getting to know
Tatooine
the people.
Is a shithole country.
Well, planet, but
whatever.
Regardless, the implication is that we know the characters of Tatooine, and we know that there is a galaxy full of planets that have people on them, that have stories, that have lives, that have families, and the Empire is threatening to destroy any planet that doesn't go along with their dictatorship, basically. The Empire.
Scotty, I can feel in Last Starfighter you get to cheer for the home team, so to speak, rather than trying to relate to how the denizens of Hoth are doing during the occupation, kind of thing. So yeah, the hometown crew being out there and being able to relate to trailer park folk being so close knit, very Disney-like, or very wholesome, I guess I could say. Sort of thing allows you to have a comfortable seat, wanting to be next to Alex and doing those things is certainly something I was thinking about as a kid. But I'm there, in defense of Earth and out there on the the edges of the galaxy, trying to protect us, sort of deal, and doing so handsomely, in the face of all the other fighters. The other species, sort of thing, and there's the in jokes that you're going to have because we're all Earthers and we're Terrans or whatever kind of thing that anybody taking, and I don't remember what the lines might have been, but it's the kind of thing where you would expect there to be, that's what you guys do on Earth, or somehow we're backwards, and yet the hero thing definitely does shine through.
So
can you guys
hi.
Here, Jill.
Jill, I have a question.
I'm so glad you're here, DG. Yes.
So what kind of a cat sleeps in a mailbox?
I don't. I don't
Lots of cats. My cat would
Really?
do it. Yeah.
Really?
Cats like to find the most secluded places that they think that they can hide and pounce out at the higher and the more secluded and dark, the better.
I've heard that male men are scared of dogs, but why wouldn't they be scared of cats? Because they hide in the mailboxes.
I don't. They're hiding because they want to feel safe and not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's a place
No, I
of
get.
safety.
I'm kind of making a joke because I'm thinking of the production of the film, and someone had to put that cat into a mailbox.
Yeah,
that makes sense because the cat is both a predator and prey at the same time. So, and I was coming
Kitty's
at
got
it from a
claws.
different imagination, thinking that the cat was in there to set up a pound, set up a hunting position.
Sneak attack on the postal carrier.
Yeah. That's my mail, bitch.
Or some kind of trailer park rodent.
Yeah.
Well, cats are trailer park rodents.
Hey.
No, wait. Thetazord. So I have this idea. What if you turned a cat into Weapon X, kind of like Rocket Raccoon? But what if you gave a cat like an adamantium skeleton?
I would love it. That would be my.
You're a weird dude, yo.
Hey,
you think that's a good idea? Cats would F you up.
No, they wouldn't. You have not met my cats. My cats are the most loyal, loving things in the world. If it had, I wouldn't put it through it if it didn't have the X gene and the healing factor, of course.
Yeah, no, the healing factor is key.
Yeah, I wouldn't subject it to that torture, but if it did have healing factor, hell yeah. Give it.
Meanwhile, Starfighters, back to the trailer park.
Yeah, right.
Sorry
this
about
movie
that.
starts off. Yeah, this movie. That's okay. This movie starts off in the trailer park. Of course, we have the animals waking up, and we have the residents waking up, and the alarm clock, and Elvira shrieking that she can't watch her TV because her electricity is out, and she.
Much like your internet.
Yeah, much like my internet. Oh, hopefully.
Are you wearing a hairnet?
No, but
you should put one on just for the movie.
If it happens again, I'm almost at the edge of my patience.
Oh.
So all
Jill,
I do is talk about this movie.
Jill, who is this lady?
Who is this lady? She does look.
This is the grandma of.
Hold on. Scotty,
this is a pop quiz for everybody. Whoever gets it first wins.
She's a TOS character. Isn't she one of the aliens with the vibey, pulsy head things?
Yes, sir. That is the Telosian from The Cage.
Oh, wow.
Her name is Meg Wiley.
Awesome.
The faces, I dig it. Right on.
That is our first Star Trek connection of the afternoon.
Nice. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, I was gonna see maybe if you wanted to join for a Star Trek stream one time, Scotty. We'll talk about.
I am an expert, so sure.
I see. Meg Wiley, yeah,
Meg Wiley.
Her face.
There she is.
Oh wow, she was
completely. The screen cap that whoever did the screen cap on that's who I need to tip my hat to because that's the
that was
the way
Jill.
That I got it. Jill, thank you. Because like, what do you do? Just like shift the perspective of that photo like 180 it, and it's almost the same thing that you capped. So
yeah.
I didn't make this photo. IMDb did it, but I found it.
No, but you got the first one with Meg.
That's
See?
awesome.
That's rad. And that's why she has to wear a big hat, is because she was cast originally in Star Trek because she has a giant noggin.
Because she has a giant head. Yeah. Yeah. I love the Kev McDonald version of that too. But never mind. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but I think that's amazing. I really appreciate it. She was a character actress throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s. And she is one of those women when you see her in a production and you're like, hey,
she has a memorable
you.
face. Yeah, exactly. She has a very memorable face.
She's adorable. She's great.
Yeah.
Also, If I were to ever get intimate with her in the 1960s or 70s, I would be like, no, leave the giant brain on. But I have a thing for Star Trek prosthetics. Ask Belena Torres.
All right, I'll just take your word for it.
Fair enough. Jill, are you here?
I was out for just a little bit.
Is it okay if I go to the water closet?
I don't know. I'm.
You don't know if I'm allowed to go.
Yes. I'm still in the stage of am I going to lose internet any moment? And
well, I'm sure Thetazord and DJ can hang on for a couple of seconds and take over if I have to. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the washroom, wash my hands, powder my nose.
Yeah, I can take over if anything happens. So, or me and DJ can.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, that'll be fine. I keep losing my cool here because I keep having to restart.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. But so I guess we're at the point where we're just getting introduced to all the characters. We're being introduced to the
Maggie really takes care of her grandmother. She even makes her lunches and everything, and she's setting up a picnic that she wants to go to with Alex. And yes, this little boy is Lewis, and he has a toy gun and helmet, and I was wondering if that helmet was going to be anything, but no, it's just his toy.
Yeah, and Meg feels like she has to take care of her grandma. Like she's very protective of her grandmother, and even though her grandmother, I think, wants her to be there for her, she's not in a situation where she needs protective care, like she needs 24/7 care, but Meg feels like she needs to be there for her, and I think it's almost an excuse why she doesn't want to leave. But we're introduced.
And that point comes up several times, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that is a big plot point for her character growth in terms of what is holding her back, what tells her, hey, just stay here, life is fine here, you don't need to change. And that's absolutely right. And Alex is the complete opposite. He can't wait to get out.
Yeah, he's a small fish in a big, or he's a small fish in a little pond, and he wants to go out into the big sea, if you will, if that's an analogy that you understand.
I'm sorry, I had to step away for just a second because I'm still dealing with IT issues. And some help, potential help.
Yeah, I was just basically saying that Alex is a character that he's basically he's like a big fish in a small pond, and he needs to be out in a bigger. He feels like he's destined for bigger and better things. Him and Meg, like he feels like both of them together, they are getting to the age where they need to be growing together as a family, and in the big,
it's very obvious.
City.
That they have a deep relationship the way that it is written. And and right away they say Maggie says, where is he? And his mom, Alex's mom, says, where do you think he is? And then she's like, oh yeah, I know exactly where he is.
Cosmic Cadet, the space adventure is on your case.
That's a cool help, by the way.
You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against.
Yeah.
Oh, Jill.
Yeah, it is a cool helmet. Yes.
Can you get the introduction? I don't know why I don't have this. I should have this written down. But can you get the introduction to starting to play the Starfighter?
Oh, the whole introduction.
I can do it. I can do it. If you're having internet problems, I can do it.
Do you mean?
And I'll put it in the private chat, and then everyone can do it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I'm just talking over you. That's all.
I was asking a question, and you weren't answering me.
What was the question?
Maybe you should listen next time. I'm just frustrated right now. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at
No,
myself
it's fine. You should be.
Internet.
Yes. Anyway, I'll do the thing that I said.
No, I
was
was
the
trying to tell
what
you
was the
I can do
question?
it.
What was
I
the
have it in my
question?
notes.
Okay, let's go. I mean, let's continue and let's enhance our calm.
I can't be calm right now for some reason. I need something to calm me down.
Goosefraba. Goosefraba.
Okay, I see it. So, Jill, would you like to go first?
Well, why? What?
Because
What
it's
do you mean?
fun.
Oh, you.
Can you read?
Oh, I
Can you
thought
read
were
the
going
intro?
to. Oh no,
I can read. I can read it. It doesn't matter whoever reads it.
Yeah, go Thetazord.
Okay. Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready. Prepare for blast off.
Delightful. DJ?
I'm not going to be doing this reading. What I'm going to be doing is switching out my Ethernet cords. Hopefully that will solve this red alert that I'm having internally and externally. And I will be back shortly.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, Sentai Ranger Donnie? Good to see you. Thetazord.
Donnie!
Morphin time. And may the power protect you, sir.
DJ, would you be so kind as to read the intro to the video game?
Sure. Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready. Prepare for blastoff.
That was so rad.
Much better than mine. Yeah.
Oh no, both are awesome. That's the thing. I think that Ron Cobb, the production designer, said that he wanted to make this to be like a flight simulator. He wanted it to look like a 1980s arcade cabinet, but he also wanted it to look, like an actual simulator. So it wasn't just a video game. And I think it does balance that so well.
It pulls it off. Yeah, it pulls it off.
Really like even the graphics for the video game, which begins with these iconic words, and hopefully Jill will say them because everyone just wants to hear Jill say these. Is greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready, prepare for blastoff. It wasn't as good as DJ's, and it wasn't as good as Thetazord's.
Oh no, DJ just has
DJ one.
He has that voice. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that should be that should be recorded from the actual game.
Well, and I
take anything away from Robert Preston. I mean, come on, that's the music man. I mean, I got mad respect for what that guy did, and that the voice that I'm sorry, what's his character's name again?
Alex
Centauri.
Oh,
Centauri. That's right. There we go. Yeah. He was like a comfortable uncle character kind of thing, and you knew that there was something he was scheming, and there was something that probably was going to be a little easy about the way he would get things done.
But it wasn't nefarious.
The same. No, I trust and believe. I feel the same way, but I actually feel like it was kind of the same character, the huckster that he played in Music Man. And I was a fan of that. So I don't want to take anything away from what he did with the voice work there at all. You guys are way too complimentary.
Oh no, you're cool.
You did a great job. No, I completely agree. You can tell that he had something up his sleeve. He had something going on that he wasn't telling, but you could tell that it wasn't something nefarious. You could tell that he had good intentions from the start, even though he was being very sly, very sneaky, and very cautious with the words that that he used when he had Alex. But we will get there.
Yes.
Can you do me one quick favor?
Before I do your favor.
Yes.
I need to say goodbye to Keithy. Okay.
Oh, Keith.
Go. Keep up the good work. Great feed. I'll watch the replay.
Thanks, man.
Bless you, Keithy. Have a great day.
See? Don't forget, all the rest of the Starfighters, they all die. And Jill, even with your technical difficulties, I believe that you are the last Starfighter.
You are the last Starfighter, Jill.
Okay, fine. Then I'll try not to cry.
We need you.
Don't cry. There's no crying in starfighting.
No crying in baseball. Oh, wrong.
Happy thoughts. Yes. And I want to say hello to
Good.
As Baluka
Absol Luke Lee Mitch. If
Yes.
the computer graphics were updated,
This would be a great movie. That's interesting because I was thinking about that
it's a great
today.
movie.
I was thinking about that when I was watching it, and
the
I was
classic.
sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a great movie with these graphics. I don't think it would be. I think it would be worse actually with better with updated.
If we could all just pause for a moment and assess Jill's audio,
I will
and maybe my internet is effed.
No, she's roboting a little bit.
Is she roboting? Yeah.
Yeah,
but don't tell her because she'll get upset.
You're fighting the good
I am
fight, Jill. You
upset.
really are. Please. There you go. You're back again.
No, anyway. But I was thinking about this today. If the computer graphics were updated, this would be a great movie. I was thinking about that in terms of like the Star Wars special editions. If they were to revisit this movie and just redo to try and make it as photorealistic as possible, would it be better? Or is part of the charm seeing the burgeoning 1984 computer graphics? Because as I think it was
I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter, honestly.
I do too. I think that this is something that is, and also someone in the chat said, no sequel, no reboot, just allow this movie to exist in history. And I agree with that very much.
I do too.
It's kind of like the Rocketeer. It's like, I don't need a new Rocketeer. I have the Rocketeer. I don't need a new Last Starfighter. I already had one. His name is Joe Rogan. No, wait, Alex Rogan. That was a joke.
Yeah, I most definitely think that it can stay as it is and probably shouldn't be tampered with that much. And it's not because because I think it's so precious necessarily. I have an appreciation for it, and it's a fun watch sort of deal. But yeah, the cheese factor, some of the corn that is there, those are all things that right along with early CGI kind of make it a chestnut. I mean, if people are identifying it in this chat alone as being something akin to that. So I think that would probably only, continue to, its hue will deepen over time, and there'll be references that'll come out of it, I'm sure, if there haven't been many already in pop culture. I'm just not aware of them, sort of deal. But yeah, I kind of like it being encapsulated, or at least would support that.
Well, and when you look at other sort of classic 80s movies that were remade, it's like, were you satisfied with Total Recall remake? Were you satisfied with RoboCop remake? You won't be satisfied with the Last Starfighter remake.
Yeah,
like, you just won't.
Tampering. Well, and there might be there may be some good reasons that we can point to. Several have been made already. Why it would be nice to have that done, but we don't always need to have every dream come true. Might as well leave that one in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Or, let people project on it forever after, sort of thing. It's apparently fertile ground for a wide variety of both.
Well, and we talked about it over on Cinema Gulp just recently, talking about sequelitis and remakes and what franchises should be let alone. And I think that this is one. Like, I know, and I said it on that conversation, it's like for every Empire Strikes Back or Aliens, you're going to get a Short Circuit 2. And then Jill showed up in the chat like a genie and said, you leave Short Circuit 2 alone. Short Circuit 2 is great. And but like, I don't know. I think that there is something. The only, like, they never made a sequel to Casablanca. So
yeah,
if you have something perfect, just remember, love, enjoy the memory.
And there's just certain charms to movies back in the 80s and early 90s. There's just something about it, about the cusp of being in between practical effects being primarily used and then going headstrong into CGI. There was just something about that time period that just seemed so magical. There was the perfect balance of what they were trying to do with CGI and then the practicality of just special effects from, they had a lot of people like magicians and stuff like that, like literal sleight of hand magicians that would be asked to come on and sit and ask, how can we get this effect done? And
But
I
also,
loved that.
If you go, like, you look at this heads-up display on this video game, like, as far as I'm concerned, when it came to video games in 1986, when I saw this, like, oh, wait, when I saw that.
That's hot. That's
but
hot.
No, but like a heads-up display on the video game, I was like, I wish video games were like this.
Yeah. Well, there's
it was almost like the hoverboard from Back to the Future Part 2. I was like, I want this technology to be real.
Well, some of them were. This was close to the original Star Wars arcade cabinet. The Trench Run. There was what was the other one? The Tron.
Was it?
I mean,
it wasn't the disc battle.
No,
it was the light cycle. Light
cycle. There was just something comparable. I think the Trench Run from the Star Wars arcade cabinet is the closest that we got to this type of a game. But this is something the way that they did this video game in this movie is something that I wished we had back then. We had close.
So, this kind of vector graphics.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to get back into the groove of being here.
Yeah, you're back.
Hello and welcome to Plomeek Tea Time. Streamyard, let me have a live stream, please.
Yeah.
I think it's Streamyard's fault because my internet seems to be fine. At this point,
what the hell's going on?
Louis, you're having a terrible nightmare. Go back to sleep.
I love that. I love that scene.
Anyway, Jill was saying.
Yeah. Jill was saying.
No, she's upset because I interrupted.
Oh.
Makes sense.
No, welcome to Plomeek Tea Time with anti-derivative Jill. Dun dun.
And Scotty, you were commenting and you tossed up the graphic of the heads-up display for that video game, and you're identifying.
Hopefully, I can say something.
Yes, I will shut up.
I'm roboting.
Everybody, shut up! Shut up! Not you, Jill.
I feel like all my instrumentation is down. I'm in the vacuum of space and I'm drifting silently through it.
Oh no, Jill, no.
I thought she was just giving me the silent treatment and being like, "Shut up, Scott."
I thought she
creating
was
the greatest gap possible.
I thought she was too. I was just like, I am not saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry she has to deal with that frustration. And
it is.
Jill, the when-if of you coming back needs to be kind of thing, and we will definitely be sensitive to when your mic is live. I think that's what we're trying to do at least. And so, Scotty, I'll plunge forward by saying you identified an interesting gap there as you showed the heads-up display, and that was something that we would have been lusting in the theater for that, because in the summer of '84, the video games that we were playing in the arcade, the tippity top of that was nowhere near what that was. And so I think it was Thetazord, a little bit earlier in the discussion, was saying, this is something that, as a kid, that we could ease into and really relate to and want to be a part of, kind of thing. And the technology that was being used there was something that, we thought would be at our fingertips. And it's like, why haven't we had those things by now? I expected them to be down, in the pipe and on the way.
Yeah. All right, Jill's
There
back.
she is.
Let her say something.
Okay, so hopefully I can talk about this movie, but Alex can't be. We were talking earlier about how he's trying to fulfill his dreams of leaving the trailer park and bringing his girlfriend along with him. But also, he can't even be a kid. He has to stay behind and fix the electricity for the trailer park for everybody. And it seems to be almost a daily kind of thing. Am I still here?
Yes, we're listening.
Okay.
We're making sure you get your time to say what
We're afraid of you right now, Jill.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm afraid.
I don't want to say anything and interrupt you while you have the floor. So go ahead.
Yeah. And we don't even see him doing this work. He's got to do these chores. But we get there just in time to see the end of the day where he's completed his work getting the electricity back up, and we see that he wants to travel. He wants to see the world. He has this mobile of the solar system that he's probably had since he was a baby, but it's still something that he daydreams about, and it makes him go back to play the Starfighter video game. And being so young, he should be having a good time with his friends too, but it seems that this game is his biggest escape, so he's spending more time. So in a way, all these chores were kind of why he became so good at this game also, because he wasn't partying with his friends, he's playing a video game. So it's kind of this was his way of relaxing.
Well, and also he gets paid in quarters.
Apparently he gets paid in quarters. Or Otis has a lot of quarters that he trades out. He trades out.
I really like Otis. I think Otis is rad.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell. I have a theory that Otis is actually an alien, that he's been sent here to kind of watch over Alex. That was just a theory that I had watching this movie, because he seems to have a little insight into what Alex's capabilities are.
Well, and also the male pattern baldness that goes with all of the Raylons is Otis has it.
Yeah.
He's also very optimistic.
Yeah, and he's very encouraging of Alex to get out and do what he's meant to do. So that's just my little theory. That's what I feel.
Oh no, that's a good theory. I like it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
But it is again, I think it really cements Otis and Granny and the mom and Lewis, and it is stakes. It's like, what is Alex going to be protecting? And this is the answer.
Yeah, because Otis is the one that as soon as he gets Alex gets the 900,000, Otis is the one that starts to gather everybody. Like, he's about to break it. He's about to do it. And that's where my theory started. Like,
oh man, I love the fact that because usually, if you were to make this movie even 10 years later, video games are a waste of time. But the fact that the community is all so invested in Alex, because Alex does everything for these people.
Exactly.
And then when he's doing something that he enjoys and it's something that he is striving towards, the entire community says, he's doing it. Come on, guys. Let's check it out. Alex is going to break the record.
Exactly.
It's amazing. It's heartwarming.
Yeah.
And it makes it so that other people believe in himself or believe in Alex. And then when Alex says, I can't do this, it's like, no, but everybody thinks you can. Everybody, even the Star League.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, so my internet is intermittent, but every once in a while I go out. And so if I don't respond to your question or I don't respond to anything, just pretend everything's okay and keep continuing so we can get make it through and not have me raging
Okay.
around. And so I'm
And
gonna
also, if I don't get to your chat, it's because I'm lazy and stupid.
and yes, and if I don't get to your chat, it's because I'm just trying
Scotty
to
is
get through the
lazy and
review at
stupid.
this point. And Scotty is lazy, but not stupid.
Thank
Just
you.
lazy. And
Yes.
and that's our plan going forward. Is I'm gonna control the slides as best I can, discuss as much as I can, and as you guys are discussing, the Alex is reaching the high score, the record, going for the record, and everybody's super excited about it. Every single person in this trailer park knows about Alex playing this game, but him actually doing better than ever is got everyone really, really jazzed.
Big Daddy MRI says something interesting in the chat. Hey, Big Daddy MRI. Confidence, like respect, is earned, but confidence is an internal process earned by success and failure combined. The mind earns confidence from birth. It cannot be gifted.
Damn straight.
I don't think so. I disagree with that. In terms of confidence, I think that's a matter of nurture as opposed to nature. That's my opinion.
Okay.
You think that you just get, confidence when you're born? Or is it based on the experiences that happen between birth and now?
The latter, for sure.
I think what he's saying is that when you have more experiences, you gain confidence. I don't think
the mind earns confidence from birth. That's where I'm confused. It cannot be gifted.
Accrues over time rather
It-
than just
yeah,
appears, I do believe.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you guys are loggerheads
exactly.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I think so.
actually do agree with Big Daddy MRI, and also it's great.
That's
to see
great.
you
I
actually-
love agreeing.
I do
Yeah.
too. I was half listening. Sorry. So.
No. No one listens to what I say. It doesn't matter.
No, I was trying to fix. I was trying to fix my virtual camera because I didn't want to annoy anybody in the chat.
Too late. You got to get a clean shot into the cargo bay or whatever. Up your shaft.
Up my shaft, up your shaft,
Yeah, exactly.
up the shaft. The shafty.
Oh no, did we lose Jill again?
No, of course not. She'll be right back. She's just teleported away on her way mission real quick.
What if Robert Preston collected her to go and be the last Starfighter in the middle of this?
I wouldn't doubt it. And
I
then we're
would.
just-
Have you seen her play first-person shooters? She's not good.
Oh, okay. Well,
But we
then.
would all be able to say, and we knew her when.
And we knew her when. Before Robert Preston. Okay, Wes Cagle in the chat says, well, people are born with a certain level of confidence. Disagree. Whether they build on it or allow it to ebb away over time depends on a bunch of factors. Well, I guess we are all, as humans, built with the same evolutionary desire to exert ourselves.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then I guess if it goes away, it goes away. But that's based on the erosion because of social interaction. That has nothing to do with genetics.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
In my opinion.
No, I agree with that too.
Unless you have fetal alcohol syndrome, in which case, oh my stars, you are so confident.
No, I think that it's a learned thing. I think genetically you're born with specific traits, but you have to be nurtured to have confidence.
I don't, you know what? I'm not qualified, nor do I understand human physiology or psychology to actually exert any rational opinion. I can only speak from observation.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's where I'm speaking
yeah.
from too, because I don't have any confidence. So I just
No,
see other.
well, hey man, public speaking is one of the number one fears in the world for all humans, and you are confident in public speaking.
Well, I'm confident in talking about things that I'm passionate about. I'm not confident that people care,
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't I wouldn't ask you to do my taxes.
yeah, please don't.
Let's get sued.
Let's get sued. Exactly. That's a new that's a new channel I'm working on. Let's get sued.
Yes, that's a good name for it. Yes. Also, again, like the romance between Alex and Maggie, I find so adorable, believable. It is the emotional grounding, and it kind of gets a little blurred when we get the beta, just because it's like I'm glad that they don't really hook up. I'm glad that the beta is what the hell
Yeah,
are you doing?
exactly. Yeah, she stuck her tongue in my ear, and I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome. That was so funny.
but it's still it really, like, if it were the real Alex, he would be like, "Oh dude, guess
Yeah,
what happened?"
yeah, exactly. And that's when, well, we'll get to that too at the end. But
Sure.
Yes, it does come. It does have a payoff.
Yeah.
In a way. But Alex is very happy for himself. He's broken the record, but also his dreams are kind of dashed here at the same time because he didn't get cleared for the loan to go to the school that he wanted. So now he's going to have to go
Yeah.
to the city college with everybody else.
Yeah. Which is a
And
plot
so,
device for this to actually
definitely.
happen. So,
Right. If he would
yeah,
have gotten in the school he wanted, he would have been happy and he would have stayed home. He
yeah,
wouldn't have walked
he would,
outside to
yeah,
see the car. Well, I mean,
exactly.
eventually, actually, the car would this alien would have tried to find Alex one way or another, but
Yeah, but he probably would have
thematically,
been, he probably would have been with Maggie, and it wouldn't have gone the way that it did. Well, yeah,
cinematically, it looks way better this way with
yeah,
him just being angry, having a tantrum,
yeah. This is the
and
original Picard maneuver, looking out to the stars and saying, like, I want more than this. You know, that was the original Picard maneuver, as opposed to the Stargazer. But yeah,
yes,
anyway.
So my memory
and
definitely
this
does fail. Are there elements of class beyond like say the denial of his loan and the trailer park being home sweet home kind of thing? Does that carry out through the rest of the film?
I don't
Jill,
know
you
if
want to?
it's necessarily.
Okay.
Is it? Is it
I would say
it
that
might
it
be a
is.
commentary on the economics of the situation in terms of
Mm.
just being stuck in a rut in terms of whatever hand you're dealt, maybe, and he's got potential to achieve more.
Yeah,
The no
exactly.
matter where you come from kind of thing. I dig it. Right
Yeah,
on. Thanks.
Yes.
he's definitely got skills and talents that go beyond where he's at socially and economically, and everybody in the trailer park sees that, and I think that that's why they're rooting for him, and that's why they ask him for help. To do all these electrical things. They see that he has these skills and that he has a future that is beyond this place.
Yes, and so we meet this character Centauri, and he's in this Centauri. He's got this star car. It's kind of it's made from a DeLorean, very obviously.
Yeah, but it's actually reminiscent of the original Cybertronian version of Wheeljack, his alt mode. When you see More Than Meets the Eye, the original episode when Wheeljack transforms, it's this vehicle looks almost exactly like the vehicle Wheeljack transforms into.
Great.
Just a little
That's
Transformers
awesome.
knowledge. Yeah.
And and it was built by Gene Winfield, who created vehicles for The Man from Uncle, Get Smart, and Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So So I guess maybe you might be able to spot some similarities between this and Deckard's car.
For sure. The steering wheel in itself, yeah.
Yes. And Alex isn't too suspicious of Centauri, thankfully. So
Well, I think that he thinks that he won something. Like, well, obviously he
right,
did, but I
yeah.
think I think he thinks that this is going to answer his lone prayers to be able to go to the college. Like, he thinks that he won this game, and the creator of the game searched him down, and he's going to win a prize. I think that's why he got in the car originally.
Mhm. And he doesn't really suspect anything wrong with this at all. He like you said, he probably thinks he's gonna win something.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's also a coincidence that this Starfighter machine ended up in the trailer park because it was really supposed to go to
Be in Las
Vegas.
Vegas, exactly. Yeah.
And that is interesting to me because I would think you'd want to put this maybe at a university or somewhere, or maybe um a place people go to play sports, someone who might have high reflexes if
Yeah.
you're looking to find a starfighter. But luckily
Well,
for
they
us,
might have one in
for us,
universities, but there's multiple. I think he's saying that there's multiple of these games, and that
absolutely.
this particular one just happened to not go to the right place.
Gavin
Well,
Blackburn gets it.
we don't know where he also put these machines, but probably not a lot of them are in trailer parks.
No, exactly. And I think that's Wes Cagel's exactly right. It was fate, and I think that goes into a little bit of spirituality that that this movie is trying to dictate as well. That it's not only science and beyond the stars, but it's beyond the universe itself, because fate itself was destined to have this machine here for Alex to play.
But as you mentioned before, in terms of imagination, in terms of everything that I do, it's almost like, and I'm a Clerks fan, but it's like Randall Graves saying everything that I do is leading to something. I don't know what it is yet, but when it arrives, I will know. And I think that is something that it's like, I'm good at this video game, and that is going to make me the best pilot ever.
Yeah.
And that'll mean, well, and everybody takes it as a sign that Alex is destined for great things. And
I'm sorry I missed the introduction of Robert Preston, but I did want to say just briefly, monorail. Monorail. Monorail.
Well, let me play these two clips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hit the brake! Hey!
Okay, so my question is, did you get to see that clip in its
Yes.
Yeah. Fully.
entirety?
Yeah, the transformation, Rylos as the
license plate, yeah.
license plate, yeah.
And it's so interesting to hear Ron
did.
Cobb talk about this transition between Earth and Rylos.
Okay, so you responded to me?
Yeah. Yeah, we respond. Can you hear me?
Do you have a lag? Are you lagging? If I say, hey, you say,
oh.
Well, you get it.
It might be the only one you get. Poor Jill.
I know, but she's doing a great job.
Yeah,
Hello?
she is. Yeah, hello.
Hi.
We hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, she can hear us. It just takes a second or two. But one
How
of the
much
things
how much of the video did you see?
all of it.
Well, we saw the first
Did you see
video.
the entire video?
We saw the
Yes.
first video, but the one that you're showing now is
Okay, good.
yeah, we saw. Okay, now we saw it. Yeah. I love that alien face with the red eyes. It's just that's such a cool, frightening image for such a loving character. Like you can tell he's so gentle, but then you see that face and it's just like, oh shit.
But also, you have to introduce Alex into an alien world by showing an alien, and also with Lyle Lanley here. I don't want to call Robert Preston Lyle Lanley, but I will. They are synonymous. And Robert Preston is like, to see him in his original form is just like, oh wow, we're going to a different world. Not only do we have a flying car that goes to other galaxies or star systems, but yeah, he's an alien. Why wouldn't he be?
Well, but the juxtaposition between the face that he has and the actual character that he has, that's a pretty terrifying face. So if by the way
I don't know.
I think it's pretty scary.
Maybe he's handsome to his species.
Well, yeah, but to a human, I'm saying
yes.
When Alex gets in the car, he's already a little sketched out about what's going on. Then they go into space, and then he sees that face. That's a pretty scary face to see for the first Alien. So,
DJ Knight says, apparently I saw the movie on Disney Channel months ago. Wow. Well, hey man, like that's rad that you saw it. Like I did you like it, DJ Knight?
Jill, are you there yet?
Oh, she's kicking.
Slides
are still going.
I just want to check and make sure when she's in, if she wants to say something so I can shut up.
Don't worry about it. Jill has promised me that she will never die.
No, I know. If she has something to say, I don't want to interrupt her.
No, she'll let us know. She has a rolled up newspaper for all of us.
Okay.
So, but this is one of the things that Ron Cobb brought up about the CGI, and I don't even think he called it CGI because the audio commentary was recorded in the 90s. But he was talking about the difficulties of motion blur.
Yeah. Look at that.
He was just saying, like, that was a thing that they were like, so how do we make this, like, we can make the pictures, but how do we make it look like it's moving? And it's like, even the subsequent frames, it looked like static images, and they had to develop the technology to make motion blur.
Look how good that image looks, though.
It does look great.
So amazing. That's why I completely agree with you on the fact that if they remade it with new graphics and stuff, it wouldn't have the same charm. I think that the way that they did this and the era that they had with practical effects being used with CGI in combination with each other, this is perfect. I wish that they would have stuck to this. Yeah, that could have been touched up a little bit, maybe with new graphics. But as for this looks awesome.
It's kind of like saying it, oh, I wonder if they could replace the Cyclops from Jason and the Argonauts and make it look better. Can we like, why would you replace Ray Harryhausen with modern special effects?
Yeah.
Like, you can brush it up if you want to.
Yeah, well, that's what
don't
I mean.
change it in any way, shape, or form, because this is pioneering in terms of special effects.
I couldn't agree with you more. Brushing it up is the perfect way to phrase it, because I wouldn't change it for the world, but brushing up a little bit here and there, that's fine.
Mage Grey Wolves.
Yeah, that was awesome. That looked beautiful. It could be brushed up, but still, it looked amazing.
Classic comics. I want to see you at camera too. Preston played a similar con man character in The Music Man. Yes, he did. And I went to a high school that was one of the few high schools in Southern Ontario that didn't do The Music Man as their like spring play or musical play, like, theater kids.
Yeah.
And I just recently saw The Music Man, and I was smitten. And two reasons: Shirley Jones and Robert Preston. Oh my stars. Buddy Hackett has never been one of my favorites, but he was great in that movie. So yeah, no, The Music Man, highly recommended. But also Monorail.
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 Have you
Gotta have
seen
a monorail.
the film adaptation of Mame that Preston is in?
No.
No, I haven't. I have to write this down.
Grab that one next. I'm keeping a list for you.
Okay, cool. Zappa.
Yeah, this whole scene though, going from Earth to planet Rylos, is amazing. The whole shot is just done so well, and you really feel like you're on a journey yourself. So I think this is a brilliant scene. Oh,
I would say the next great sort of model CGI situation, and I don't know if it was CGI, but it did look that way in terms of the reflections, would be the Flight of the Navigator. Would be the next one.
This actually, I was going to mention this a little bit later. This movie reminds me so much of Flight of the Navigator. I love that, and I'm glad that you brought it up because it does. It's very reminiscent of that movie.
But it's like it's otherworldly without taking away from my suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same type of thing. It's a person that is completely oblivious to space technology, being introduced to it, and then being adapted into it and becoming a master with it. So.
I like that Centauri speaking alien dialect. Mecca lecca hi, mecca chani ho.
Yeah, and these spaceports, it's very reminiscent of Star Trek too, and Star Wars for that matter. That's I think that they took a lot of inspiration from Star Trek and Star Wars. I know for a fact they did with Star Wars, but Star Trek as well, going into this cave right here and turning it back into a car to land. Very cool.
Well, and like I'm not a Babylon 5 aficionado, nor am I a modern Battlestar Galactica aficionado, but I am aware of those productions sort of making, like, Babylon 5 was early, oddly enough, television CGI in terms of using it widespread in terms of their exterior space battles and travels and all that jazz. And it's really cool because again, Ron Cobb was like, you know what, the one thing that was missing and we'll get to it more intensely later, the one thing that was missing about Star Wars is that Up doesn't exist in space.
No, yeah.
And this movie is the movie that really sort of, I think, painted that brush over science fiction. And it was like, there is no Up. I think this did it. Babylon 5 built...
Yeah, I love that scene.
And in terms of the camera movement,
it's such a surreal shot. I love it.
There was a thing in the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace audio commentary, where George Lucas talks about Jar Jar Binks when he jumps up and says, "We's a going home," and he purposefully made it so that Jar Jar was slightly out of frame, just to show that there were possibilities of imperfection in CGI cinematography. And Ron said the same thing. He was like, we wanted to make the car go in to the landing, the car or the shuttle bay or whatever. And he was like, we wanted to make it so that the camera wasn't exactly following the flight plan.
Yeah.
We wanted an imperfection so that it looked like it could be more realistic.
Yeah. And look at Lance Guest's face here. That is the face of a star. Like he could have been if he wanted
The
to.
Rocketeer. He could have been the Rocketeer.
Yeah, he could have been so much. Like he just has a very unique face, and he's a very good actor, and he shows it off in this movie.
He could have been the outrageous O'Connor.
He could have been a lot. He's got that natural acting ability.
I forgot he was in Jaws the Revenge. He's amazing in Jaws the Revenge. Halloween 2. And now I'm lost.
Yeah. Imperfections can add to a realistic feel. Yeah. Well, and subtlety too. Like the thing with film acting and TV acting is that subtlety is your friend. Like it's complete opposite with theater. With theater, you have to really over exaggerate for the audience and stuff. But with film and TV, the subtlety is what really stands out to be a great actor. And I think Lance Guest has that. I think he has it.
Hey, I wanted to give a big shout out to Nama.
Yeah, the
Welcome.
Thing 1982. Yeah, the Thing is amazing.
Yes, practical effects.
John Carpenter in general. Prince. What was it?
Who exactly is John Carpenter?
John
Is
Carpenter.
Yes. I'm just funning.
Yeah, I know.
He used to make horror film. So like when we
Stop it! You made it come out my nose.
When we were watching portions of that, as a Starfield was passing by on the shot, I had a flashback, and then you said the name, Battlestar Galactica. It felt a lot like that sort of thing. And these are very, I mean, maybe not all that close, but, the timeline, it's kind of crunched together in my memory. And so, we're talking about 77, 8, 80, 82, 84. It's no wonder we're seeing many of these elements, but I'm glad to have learned that this is one of the earliest examples of CGI. And I'm not sourcing this from real memory. It's only the impression from who I am now. But when I would see things like those scenes in the theater, they were different than the effect that I got from Star Wars and modeling. And there was a part of me that didn't like that to be challenged, because seeing those, and including imperfections, wise move. I'm glad you brought that up as well. But I began to lose my willing suspension of disbelief because I saw, say, that lumbering vehicle on earthbound suspension. The parts that they didn't sell to me necessarily. And so I'm not angry at that, because again, it rolls back into this becoming a bit of a chestnut. And there's things that I do want to preserve those things. And as far as the brush up, touch up this here kind of thing, and I don't want to go over long in this, but I had that same experience happen with Star Wars itself when they started to do some of the things that they could to refine what was going on. And I don't know what the specific terms are, but the kind of pixelation that would be around the frames as they were statically moving through, say, during a battle scene, a space scene, you could see those things, the echo traces of them on the screen. Now, that was like a little bit different, I guess, at least to my mind, but I didn't like seeing that had changed itself. And so sometimes the brushes are almost can be as unnecessary as the remake. The brush, the dust it off and see what we can do now sort of thing. I know that we're going a little bit overlong on that part of that element in this discussion.
No, we have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know there'd be so many examples of this, and I really wish I'd refamiliarized myself with the film.
You should rewatch it.
Of being in theaters, and there was also a vehicle comparison made to perhaps those from, say, help me out, Harrison Ford, Blade Runner. So, and it was the same sort of thing in that, like when his car begins to go vertical and you can tell this thing is hanging on wire. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying there were points at which it was more difficult once computer-assisted things came in to suspend that disbelief.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
then it was outside of the realm of my experience with Earth's gravity, say.
Yeah.
And so I'm going over long on that, Scott, but I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no,
and-
you're
and-
doing great. You're doing
and-
great.
and-
No such
and-
thing as overlong.
And John Burns is talking about, I think, a porn, The Last Strader.
I'm sorry, what?
John Burns in the chat, he says, I love The Last Strader. That might be like
I'm gonna have to look. But I do appreciate the fact that we
prawn.
did get a Playboy cover with Dorothy Stratton.
Yeah. I was just messing around. I think that he just mistyped it. The Last Starfighter.
Well, I don't know if there is a an adult film parody of The Last Starfighter with a bunch of Xylons with their male pattern baldness. If I could see a hot chick with white head, giant forehead, and like male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
And I would unfortunately watch it for approximately 3 minutes.
Yeah. And he's right, though. I was just making a joke.
May the luck of the 7 pillars of Gulu be with you at all times.
Yeah, he's making
Gulu!
And what do we do now? We die. Such a kick-ass line.
Oh, don't worry about it, and don't play it now, Jill. Don't play it now. We don't get to play that one until the end.
Yeah.
Not until the climax.
Oh, I already climaxed twice, so
Stop it. I'm the one who makes the dirty jokes around these parts.
No, you're rubbing off on me, and
I'm not rubbing anything.
Oh, you sure are.
Oh, stop it. Moving on. Let's not forget where we are. It is daytime.
I'm turning into Scotty number 2.
No. There can be only one.
There can be exactly. I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it.
But see this, that's incredible. And apparently this was just like a dummy with a guy blowing up a balloon head.
Yeah.
He was like inhaling and exhaling to make
good.
it look. But this is the beta Alex Rogan.
Yeah.
Who is turning into the target of one of my favorite antagonists.
Yeah.
In 80s cinema.
And look how
that
good
is
it looks.
that is informed.
Look how good
I love that.
looks. That
I
looks
love that
so
moment.
good. Yeah.
I love that moment where he is doing his thing and the pull of the blanket over his head is so natural. I was like, oh man, he's hungover.
Yeah.
Like it just looks good. It doesn't look like a horror situation. Even that minor detail makes it like, okay, he's not a bad guy. He's ugly, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah. I disagree. I think it looks fantastic. I think that especially for the time, I think that shot looks amazing for that alien. The eyes look even realistic. Everything about it was awesome. Yeah, the little
Nama says still looks decent to be honest. And Mage Grey Wolf says the little brother with the Playboy. Yes, we did all laugh out loud.
I misread it. I thought it said just looks decent. Never mind. I'm dyslexic. Sorry, my bad.
No. Oh yeah. No. Apologize for your dyslexia. I appreciate
Please.
it. Kneel before Zod for your mental
exactly.
deficiencies.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Or not deficiencies. That was rude.
No, I'm a deficiency. My
yeah. Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
I love this. Now, people in the modern era, they talk about a lack of diversity.
Yeah.
And I say that The Last Starfighter is one of the most diverse films ever made.
Yeah, I completely stop right there, Jill, on that symbol. I just want to notice to point this out real quick. The symbol that he's standing behind, it is very reminiscent of the rebellion from Star Wars symbol.
You think?
I think for there's no doubt about it.
I thought it was more of a vertical NASA.
It looks no, because the wings for the rebel symbol, they go up. These go down, but other than that, it's basically the exact same. But
you're saying that George Lucas owns triangles now.
No. I'm
okay. DJ, what's up?
I was going to ask for a screen ISO on the same shot for a different reason. Atari, to me, it's reminiscent of the Atari symbol.
Yeah, that's Atari.
We're talking about a video game, but I'm not, whether it's intentional or not. Yeah, that's what I was.
No, you're. I think yes.
Yeah,
we're both. Thetazord, apologize to the man.
Well, no, we're talking about the same thing, but different aspects of it. He's talking about the lines going, the L's.
Yeah, no, I know. We can all see it.
And I'm talking about the white part in the middle. So it's like a combination of maybe not the rebellion, but the Jedi symbol.
I think it looks like a mop.
Well, yeah. Now that you point that out, it's like
or a guy with very wide eyes, like his eyes are far apart, and he has an adorable mustache.
I was going to say a mustache. Damn it! Damn you! You couldn't. Oh, you beat me.
What? Damn me for observing things? Get off my lawn
for beating me.
Damn, you're right.
For beating me to it. For being so
curse my eyes.
Curse your quick wit.
Yes. Agreed. John Burns is here. Good to see John Burns. John Burns says, one of my 3 favorite Catherine Mary Stewart movies. The Last Starfighter, agreed. Night of the Comet, agreed. Weekend at Bernie's, that is the triumvirate. So, John Burns, you are welcome. Which was not sci-fi, but still went to unexpected places at Anti-Derivative Jill.
I've never heard of Night of the Comet, though. I'll have to look into that.
Oh, dude, you got to see Night of the Comet. It's got Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, well, then, yeah, I got to check that out.
And it's also got Catherine Mary Stewart.
Yeah, that's the main, yeah.
Yeah, that's the draw.
This year is going to be the year where I catch up on movies and really get into it again.
So this character here is why I think that Cthulhu is a pussy.
Yeah, this is like the character from from Star Wars when Ben Kenobi's in the Tatooine.
You think this is Bumface?
I think
Boba?
Yeah, I think this is Buttface. So I think this is like a representation, like as you said, everything has to be opposite. Instead of butt face, it's squid tentacle face. I think.
Yeah, he's Dr. Zoidberg.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's even better. That's even more apt.
Well, no, but like Cthulhu is a pussy. Strike me down, and I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. But no, I do like this. And again, part of the reason why I'm sort of poking fun at the diversity aspect is that this is the cantina, but instead of being a bunch of ruffians, these are guys and women. I don't know if that's a girl. And they have all been recruited by the Star League.
Yeah, I agree. And it goes back to what you were saying about everything having to be kind of the exact opposite of Star Wars, the plot and lore of Star Wars and the originals.
And perhaps more than it is even now, because we've seen so many more examples. We were keen to see any concentration of alien characters anywhere. This doesn't parallel, it doesn't come close to Cantina, but to be able to see other species exist.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the...
I should crush you to gore and dust.
I'm sorry, it was an accident.
I stepped on whatever that is.
Whatever that is. So Jill's here. She's pressing buttons, but she's backstage.
Yeah, she's having internet issues, so she's here, but she's doing the back end work.
All right. So that means I can slack off because the supervisor's not here. Because you're not my supervisor.
No.
So you guys want to hold the fort while I go have a cigarette?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So
awesome. This is rad.
All right. Yeah, we'll take care of it. So this is where they're recruiting everybody. They are telling everybody their mission and what they need to do to protect Rylos, and they have brought in Alex for the for his abilities and what's his face. Remind me, what was his name again? The guy that brought him there. I keep thinking Cheerios, but what was his name? Do you remember, DJ?
Jill had to remind me of what it was before. Centauri, I think.
Centauri, yeah. So
Sure.
Centauri did something that was not approved, basically, by sending these arcade cabinets to Earth and planting them around there. I guess that's not the way that they usually recruit, but he had this idea and he was doing it for money. So he was wanting to recruit the best of the best, and instead of using the training methods that they use on Rylos, he ended up sending out these cabinets to camouflage the test, and anybody that had passed the test he would go after and recruit and get money for, basically for recruiting, because they need as many people as possible to help save the universe, basically, first and foremost Rylos. But if Rylos falls, all the starfighters fall, and the entire galaxy is in the hands of what is it, Zur? Yeah, I think it's Zur. And so they're going through the stage of kind of telling everybody this is your mission or whatever, and Alex is like, hey, I'm not gonna be doing this. This is not what I signed up for. Like, I didn't know what this was about. You didn't tell me any of this, Centauri. What the hell is going on? I'm seeing all these aliens. This is not what I'm here for. Thought I was coming here for money so I can go to college and have a regular life with Maggie. And so he was pretty pissed off, and so he goes to talk to Centauri and be like, I'm not doing this shit. Like, I'm out. Take me back to Earth. I am out. And Centauri was in the middle of getting his money for recruiting this guy, Alex. And so when Alex walks over and he's like, I'm out, then the guy that was paying him was like, no, I'm not paying you. Then if he's not going to be here, I'm not going to be paying you. And Centauri was like, no. Like, I need my money, please. Do this, Alex. And Alex ends up saying like, no, I'm out. So they start going, and he's like, all right, fine, I'll take you back to Earth.
Well, and I think it's so much more relatable than when Luke goes to Obi-Wan's apartment and says, it's like, well, I can't go to Alderaan. I got things. I got chores.
Yeah.
And like, it's not about responsibility.
I was gonna
with
go
Alex
get the power
Rogan.
converters.
With Alex Rogan, it's not about his responsibilities, because he wants to get away from the responsibilities. But the thing is that Alex Rogan is scared.
Yeah,
and that's why it connects to me more. Is that it's not that it's because he has, like, Luke Skywalker is such a paragon of virtue and goodness that it's like he needed things to be taken away, like impediments. He needed those to be taken away. Like, they had to kill Owen and Beru.
Yeah.
But with this one, it wasn't like Alex Rogan has such big dreams, and the only thing getting in between Alex Rogan and his dreams is Alex Rogan and his dreams.
And what I'll also add to that too is that Luke lives in a galaxy where he understands that there are aliens, there's hyperspace, there's the Empire, there's all this stuff. Alex lives in a world where he only knows about Earth. He only knows about humanoids. He doesn't understand that there is a bigger galaxy with a bunch of different creatures out there, and so his whole reality has just been completely obliterated. He has to learn a completely new way of life, and so he's still trying to adjust to that. But in the middle of adjusting to that, he's like, I'm not ready to adjust. Like, I have a life with Maggie back there. I had plans of living with her, of doing, that type of stuff.
But no, I don't think it's like a gravitation towards the life that he had before. It is actual anxiety about being bigger than he thinks that he's capable of, even though he's passed the test. Like, don't forget, right before we see him picked up in the Cybertruck, good call, is like, he gets denied his loan. He can't go to the school. So he's what do you call it? He's demoralized.
Yeah.
And now he's being like, okay, well, now the fate of the galaxy, you're part of that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know what? This is too much. This is too big. I can't do this.
The weight of the galaxy is on his shoulders, and he's like, I'm not ready. I didn't plan for any of this. Like, I didn't even realize that.
How do you make God laugh? Make a plan.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I don't know how much we want to get into the psychology of the character, but his family situation on Earth. There's not a father in their household, is there?
No.
And he's picking up all these extra responsibilities, not just for his family, but for the park. And he's trying to dream of this future. It's kind of no wonder that maybe maybe his challenge isn't that this is such a foreign place to him, but it is that his heart and his responsibilities lie back on Earth.
Yeah, I think the father figure is Otis. And again, like I said, I think Otis is an alien watching out.
I think the father figure is Lewis. No, but DJ, absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, and that's in terms of the psychology, and I suppose the character motivation, and why I sort of connect a little bit more is that there is, home is where the heart is. And that is much more prevalent here than it is in Star Wars, where Luke is more than happy to evacuate. And Alex is, he's got Maggie. He's got the park, even though he hates it.
Yeah. And in Star Wars, home is like, he just found out his father was quote unquote killed by Darth Vader. So
what if Alex's dad was Zur?
Oh, that would have been interesting.
That would suck.
That would really suck. Yeah.
Mage Grey Wolf says all the pilots probably beat the game, but they knew it was a training simulator instead of a game. You know what? That's an interesting question.
I think
that's an interesting question.
I think there is a training simulation that is similar to the game, but the game I think is specifically made to resemble arcade cabinets from Earth. That's my theory anyway.
Well, but also Centauri is a little bit of a shyster, if I may be Hebrew.
Exactly.
And he is sort of, we need pilots. And I invented this to try and get people who were not aware of the conflict.
Yeah.
And so it is possible that everybody else that Alex encounters are like, oh, we're trying to fight. But I do appreciate the idea of, no, it's just a test. You didn't know it was a test. You passed.
Yeah. And if I may, I think that the training simulators that the aliens used are more accommodating to the actual ships that they would be using. Yeah. Well, to the ships in themselves. So I think.
Oh, no, the Gunstars are the Gunstars. You're going to drive a Gunstar.
No, but I'm saying that in the training simulator, I think that they would be more responsive and stuff than an actual arcade cabinet. So the fact that Alex beat it just using the joystick, I think that actually puts him above the rest in the sense that he just beat it with a joystick and some buttons, as opposed to actually having a complete system that the other aliens were using. So I think that's why
Our frontier will soon collapse. So we turn to you, starfighters and your navigators. For of all the billions of creatures in the Star League, only you few were found to possess the gift.
I hate to say it, but that's gonna look like me in like 20 or 30 years.
No, that's how I look now.
No, that's how I like my face. I think that's how I'm gonna look in about 30 years.
That's a handsome bald man.
hair
Are you a bald man?
I am. You know I am.
Then grow a beard.
I have a beard.
Then there you go. You're halfway there.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. I just need to grow out the sides of my hairs and then like kind of puff them out like that.
You go to singles bars and say, "Greetings, Starfighter."
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to go back to my house and play with my joystick? No, I'm sorry.
No, come on. That will not work.
There in the briefing room, that's a rather small contingent of pilots and navigators to save the galaxy. So they must be feeling the pressure. And I like how the last thing that the character said there in his address, he kind of reveals the doubt that must be felt by some at least. What's this next clip about?
Yeah, this is he's just giving them a speech of like encouragement, like, yes, we are going to fight and we're going to win.
We will see them on the beaches.
Victory or death, victory or death. Yes.
And this is also one of those things.
Yeah,
he's so like Alex is so Marty McFly, but in terms of the production again, with the set, like this was a practical set, and the computer graphics rear projected on the screen, like this is incredible.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
Like this is one of those things where it's like, is this a Met? No, it's not.
Yeah, they did an amazing job on this set. And the aliens. I mean, everything in this movie, the practical effects, even
makeup.
Yeah, the makeup. I mean, everything is top notch. Yeah.
2 stars, unsubscribed.
Yeah. And so
why doesn't it go faster? When are we gonna do the starfighting?
And this is what I was saying. This is the part where he runs over to Centauri and he's like, "Hey, get me out of here. I'm done. I'm not doing this." And so then,
and if you want to get out of anything, like if you are thrust into a situation, and I'm just asking anybody in the chat, like if you show up at some sort of meeting and people start chanting victory or death.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate to say it, but I'm out.
True. Yeah, that's true. That either tells you that you're on the extreme wrong side, or that you are about to die for a reason.
Or the things
and apparently
just aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Your death, screw that. The guy's like 18. I'm going back to my old lady. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the trailer park.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he might not even be 18 at this point. He still might be 17, like, about to graduate high school and having dreams of going out. I mean, maybe that's why he hasn't moved out of the trailer park yet. We don't know how old he is, as far as I.
And we're not at war with anybody except each other.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's a good line.
That is a good line. Yeah, and that's a line that will never not be true.
I disagree. I think that there is. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think that there's always going to be somebody. I mean, there's always going to be somebody that's going to want to start some shit.
Well, but I think that, people talk about physical evolution, but I think that emotional evolution, intellectual evolution is more important. And I think that once we get to put our differences behind us, we're going to be happier. As long as we can cordially disagree, I think that would be the best.
Yeah.
And
What's this device that we see here in this picture, Scotty?
oh, it's a laser device. The lasers go back and forth, but in an infrequent fashion. And we have several people who are trying to make them. The lasers go back and forth. We're trying to make them go back in unison. So don't worry about it. We're working on it.
Okay. All right. Jill wanted you to talk about this cameo of the most important device.
The most important device. It's in Star Trek The Next Generation. It's in Airplane 2. It's in Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. This is our second big Star Trek cameo. Yeah. No, this is a device that has been seen across multiple generations of Star Trek. They show it everywhere. I think it was in V. It was probably in Battlestar Galactica. But whoever invented this thing, the residuals.
It's in my bathroom, for God's sake.
Oh,
Joe in the
wow.
back chat tells us that it's a product of the creative mind of John Zabricki, who founded Modern Props in 1977 to serve sci-fi television and movie productions, wanted to invent the future with their props. I did not know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my bidet, if you didn't know that.
Oh, my stars. It looks like it would hurt.
It's quite comfortable once you get used to it.
See, it's funny because I know a guy who was into researching counterfeit.
Mm-hmm.
And the monocle that Centauri uses, he's actually using it backwards. The spring, which he places around his eye socket, is supposed to go on top of the thing. And then you use the magnifier, you can look at it normally. But he uses it opposite. So it's just a normal thing that they inverted to make look, I don't know, alien.
Yeah. Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You may have thought it was a game, but it was also a test. Aha! A test!
Aha! The test!
Robert
Gotcha!
Preston.
Yeah. So he was just like, basically like, you passed the test, you're a starfighter, and Alex is like, I don't give a shit, take me home.
Yeah. I want to go home.
Yeah.
This is the worst trip I've ever been on. John Burns says, it's an airplane too. William Shatner talks about it in the movie. He talks about the lights flashing and the lights going back and forth. I mean, what are they all doing? Yeah. That's, hey, John, you dug it. It's great. It's good. It's glorious.
Hey, Vinny
Yes.
Barbarino. Hey.
I thought that was Fonzie.
No. Oh, yeah, it is. Never mind.
Here's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I'm mixing up
Wait,
too.
Lando
Making night
Calrissian's
shows.
assistant.
Oh, it's Lobot with
Oh,
hair.
yes, it is. It is.
Starfleet! The news for weak worlds not worthy to be our equals!
Hello, Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Yeah. So yeah, that's Zur, right? See, I didn't understand at first the relationship that he had with those other aliens. I thought that he had taken control of the aliens, but it seems that he had just come with information about this group. He's a defector of Rylos and the Starfighters. But that I only realized that after a second watching. But the original aliens, I guess, are the main bad guys. And so, yeah, he's this was somebody that they captured and tortured, and they were
Many Bothans died.
Many Bothans died that day. Yes. And still Alex is like, sorry, I'm gone. I got my own life at home. Take me home now.
It is a brutal torture scene.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah. It's like a lobotomy from the future.
Yes.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to be a starfighter.
Well, but this is also like, this is the thing where you know, we see the Robert Preston Music Man being a shyster and trying to figure out what he's going to do. And I invented the Starfighter video game. And then we do get to see him sort of open up and say, I didn't do it because I was trying to do I wasn't doing it to play an angle. I was doing it because I believe in the frontier.
Yeah. And for money.
And, well, but come on. A little bit of profit never hurt anybody.
Yeah. Oh,
17th
no.
rule of acquisition.
No.
And I love, these are some of my favorite, like, these are, imagine if Klingons had table manners.
Yeah. See, and that's what confused me at first is they were so polite and they were so, they just had such class for evil aliens that I thought that he had taken over, especially since he was like, I want this scepter, you know, he wants to be king and everything. They looked like they were taken under his control, like by force, but it seems the opposite is what's going on, is that he was a defector and they are really the ones that wanted to take over the universe.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, is that Zur is so disposable.
Yeah. And I didn't.
The only reason they take Zur under their military guidance is because he has all of the clearance codes.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't realize that like at first, but you know, as it goes on, you see that, and you see a completely different side of these aliens, these evil aliens, anyway, on this ship. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, never mind. They're the ones with all the force. They're the ones with all the power. They were just kind of humoring him to get the information that they wanted.
Commander Crew.
It takes more than a scepter to rule Zur, even on Rylos.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mage Grey Wolf says faceless minions of evil, and I disagree because I think that the I don't know his name. I forget his name because I was watching the audio commentary, so I didn't get his name. Who's the name of the bad guy with the monocle?
Yeah, I thought it was Zur, but yeah, you're right.
No, Zur is the bald man.
Okay.
Who's the guy with the monocle? Chat, help me out.
Sheesh, I keep forgetting his name. Why do I keep
Gavin Blackburn? They look a bit wooden.
Yeah.
Well, they are Groot.
Krill.
Krill.
It says Krill. There you go.
Krill.
Yeah, they kinda remind me of-
Grill.
It's like early take on Groot, or maybe the Mattel Chewbacca figure that melted in the
Oh,
mold.
yeah.
And they kind of pulled it sideways a little bit.
Good.
That's not a
point.
bad call.
That's I agree.
That's good. That's good. But Mage Grey Wolf says faceless minions of evil. I disagree. Like, these are better than the Chitauri or the battle droids. Like, there is a certain, they have intention. They have agency. I don't think that they're faceless minions of evil. I think that Krill does the thing.
Yeah, and they have class. They're
He even has a first officer, for the love of Pete.
Yeah.
And Classic Comics. I don't know if I said hello to Classic Comics. Hi. Hey.
Hello, Classic.
They look mutated. Well, but they're from a different planet. What do you know what mutations look like on their planet? You stupid. No, I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being too excited.
I do like their little eye thing. Eye things that like go over their left eye. That when they need to scan something or whatever they use it for.
Hey, Thetazord, can you do me a huge up and just go to a regular sort of a static avatar? Just because Jill's asking, because her CPU, her graphics card, and her Sound Blaster Pro are going overload based on your... no, not that one. Something cool.
Well, that's
Is
all
that the best you have?
Well, I mean, it's either that.
It looks okay. Fine. If that's what you have, that's what you have.
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything different. You want
Prism? That's better.
lens?
Prism lens? No, it's not better. Go back to the other one.
Okay.
I'm being a dick now. Gorilla's Censored Thoughts says, hey, keep it down. I'm trying to get into the spirit by flying into a slaughter. Haven't the slightest idea what that means, but I'm sure you do.
Oh, she said, go ahead and go back. It wasn't your avatar. Just trying. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
See, we're
man.
troubleshooting here.
Eat my shorts.
What a dick.
Yep. How dare you blow up all the Starfighters?
But they cut like this is Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such good CGI. Even though it was old school, it still looks really good.
A not suspicious at all lump of clay. Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. That's not C4 or anything like
No,
that.
no. I like Play-Doh.
Yeah, exactly. We're just playing. I had it's take your daughter to work day, and
I thought it would make a volcano.
Yeah. And we did in space. Yeah. So they left. Centauri and Alex left. They didn't know what happened after they left. They didn't know that all this happened, and they're on their way back to Earth at this point.
But that's also like that's one of those things where it's like a setup and payoff. It's like, oh no, Alex is a little bit of a sissy. He's not going to fight, and then we find out that everybody's dead, and he's like, oh,
does
so
he find out?
Have to?
Does he change? Oh yeah, he does change his. Okay, I thought for a second that he changed his mind on his own, but yeah, you're right. He finds out that he's the last one, and then he's
hence the title of the movie. Roll credits.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's great. Well, how did
soon the frontier will be down, and they will bow to their new emperor.
And that's a very awkward scepter to have. I mean, you could really poke your own eye out with that very easily.
I would love to poke that guy's eye out with that scepter.
Yeah, but I mean, how funny would it be? It would be like a Spaceballs joke for him to have something like that, and then like hold it in his hand, and then like somebody calls him to the right. He turns his head real quick, and he pokes himself in the eye with his own scepter. You know, I mean, that's the kind of thing that I imagine with that thing in his hand. Anyway, yeah, so he gives him this communicator. Centauri gives him a communicator, says, keep it if you want to change your mind. And Alex is like, no, I don't even want to think about it. And he's like, no, you keep that damn thing. You keep it. And so he's like, all right, I'll keep it.
I want to break up the entire flow of the show because Daniel's Hot Topics has played one of my favorite songs. And I'm sure that anyone who has seen Jaws will be able to sing along. So don't be shy. And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Tell me the way to go home. Boom, boom. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago.
And it got right in my head.
Wherever I may roam, boom, boom, on land or sea or boom,
boom.
You'll always find me singing this song. Show me the way to go home.
Boom, boom.
Anyway, thank you. That was an indulgence that Daniel's Hot Topics.
I told you, Alex. Me and my, how did you put it, strange sexual urges aren't talking to you anymore.
And the strange sexual urges were coming from her. The beta was the one that was like, I'm weirded out by you putting your tongue in my ear. So but the beta was the prude, and so she's accusing him of being a pervert when the beta was the one. No,
not true.
No, okay, good.
No.
Enlighten
Her response is, I am your girlfriend. I was trying to have sex with you, and then you called me a pervert.
Oh, I misunderstood that. My bad.
And so when she says our strange sexual urges, how the fuck do you say that to me? Dude, you've been inside me.
Well, maybe. We don't know.
Well, I would assume so.
I would too, but
she's putting her tongue in his ear.
Hey,
they have a level of intimacy that I don't know.
I had tongues in ears years before I had other things.
Okay, this is getting a little too personal. I don't like this, but I'm just saying.
Hey, I just said other things. I didn't.
I don't know what other things you're referring to.
Well, then
you have cats.
I do have cats. Yes.
Have you ever put your tongue into the cat's ear?
No.
Thank God. So you're not a furry. Anyway, moving on. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah. So this is where the beta basically comes out of the closet and says, like, okay, the reason this is where he's
back.
Yeah, he meets the real Alex for the first time, and his brother Lewis sees that they're together, and he's like, "What the hell am I seeing?" And
but this is also kind of like a Superman 3 situation, but instead of having evil Superman and good Superman, it's two good Alexes, and they're basically talking it out, and they're not freaked out.
Yeah,
like they are. Like Alex is initially freaked out, but then he's like,
yeah,
and then the beta is the one who's like, "I am you."
Yeah,
and if you really want to do this, you should.
Yeah. Yeah, and
which is rad.
Yeah, exactly. And then so he does. He does. Isn't it that he's convinced to go back because he talks to Maggie about it, or does he just go? No, he talks to Maggie first. He wouldn't leave without discussing it with Maggie first. I'm a little confused about this part. I guess this is where my brain fog kind of kicks in the middle.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
See, and here is where we have agents of Zur who are bounty hunters who are attempting to dispatch Alex. And it's, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mark Alimo. You may know him better as Gul Macet or Gul Dukat.
He looks like John Saxton here in this shot.
It's the mustache. It's the mustache.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But this is Gul Dukat, ladies and gentlemen. This is our third. And this is huge. I love it when I see Mark Alimo. He is always so severe. He's always a bad guy. But this is incredible.
We only see his face for a couple shots though, and then he gets zapped and changes into his alien form.
Yes, but still,
yeah.
Jill in the other worlds says, "Look, it's Mark Alimo," and then she follows up with, "Oh, I should have known you would know that."
I read that. And then Wes Cagel's like, tongues in rears. What did you say?
I said tongues in rears. It is my new website, and it's going to be my new podcast starting all next week.
Yes, exactly.
You can hear about it on my OnlyFans. See, this is the first. I believe that this is the first introduction of one of my favorite combination of words. What the shit? I love this as a profanity, and I think Lewis made it first.
He did it. I think we'll just go with that. I think you're right.
Does Mark Alimo in alien form look like Extro?
I don't know.
He's kind of like an evil ET with jaws.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
I only know it from the video.
Back to sleep, Lewis, or I'm telling Mom about your Playboys.
Yeah, exactly. That's his one big threat, and then Lewis is like, "Oh shit, I got to keep my Playboys. I'm a horny little boy."
Gavin, you can send me a Gul Dukat if you wish. Who says in the chat, where are the Gul Dukat statues? Wes Cagle says, that is one hell of a porno mustache.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Marco Limo married? Has he ever had sex?
I'm sure he has.
Hopefully.
I would
for his
hope
own
so.
well-being.
Yeah. So this is where the beta actually teams up, like he comes out and he tries to save the real Alex by distracting the alien, and then Centauri comes out and shoots and kills the alien. But in the meantime, Centauri gets shot too, and he's not looking too good. So Alex decides, okay, this is coming to my home planet. This is coming to my trailer park. The loved ones that I've grown up with are in danger, and I gotta go help. I gotta go back, and I gotta be a part. Yeah. So he decides to go back after Centauri gets shot, and he feels bad and he wants to save Centauri, and Centauri's saying no hocus pocus medical stuff from Earth is gonna help. So he's like, well, then we got to go back to Rylos. Let's go. And that's where they find out that he is the last of the Starfighters.
I would also like to say that in the private chat, Jill is so frustrated that every time a question is posed, she is bringing me answers. So apparently, Marco Limo was married to Doris Hepfner, and they divorced in 1979. Marco Limo also was married to Carla Grosesios, married in 1984, but then divorced, and then eventually to Lori Bollinger, married in 2010. And yes, for everyone who wants to know whether or not Marco Limo had the coitus, at least twice, because he does have 2 children. Thank you, Jill, for your fact checking in the backstage. You have any idea how much people want to hear your voice instead of ours?
Exactly. People come here for you, not for us, or for me anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So, but you're doing an amazing job, and I hope you can come back.
Actually, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna go for a bit. Fuck off.
All right. Well, this is where they find out that he is the last Starfighter, and he's still kind of on the fence. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Just please take me back to Earth. I know that I'm the last of us, but I don't think I can do it. He doesn't have the confidence in himself. And it takes Krill taking him back. Oh yeah, and this is where Lewis is seeing Alex having a little bit of a short circuit, and he takes off his head to fix his head, and it's just sitting there. It's such a great scene.
What the hell's going on?
Lewis, you're having a terrible nightmare. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And so even after that, he peeks around a little bit, and then he's like, go to bed. And he's like, Lewis goes to bed. But so the beta is fixing himself, and it's a great shot, honestly. Like, you can't, there's a lot of magic tricks, sleight of hand type of stuff in that scene. It makes it look really good. So Krill is here, and he is basically saying, like, all right, I understand. You want to go home. Put on the suit. We're gonna take you there. We're gonna take you back. So they get back. They get in the last ship, which is powered up. This is like their most powered gunship that they have. It has the ability to take several hits. It has missiles. It has the works. So they get in, and basically they're on their way back to Earth. Krill gets in the navigation seat to fly it, and Alex gets in the gunner seat because that's what he is. That's what he's there for. He is the best of the Starfighters, which is basically a first-person shooter type of deal. So he gets in there.
We'll track
Wait.
your every move.
And you can tell that he's already getting in the zone. Like, he's loving being in that chair. He's like, okay. And that's why I was saying earlier, I think that the simulations that the other aliens have gone into, they have simulations more akin to what you see in this shot right here, as opposed to the Earth's arcade game, which I think would probably make it a lot harder to shoot and stuff like that. So I think that he is more capable of being even better than he was on Earth in the arcade, because now he has the actual technology behind him and he's in the ship. And so they're flying back to Earth. And in the meantime, they see that so he's testing out his ability to aim and to handle the ship, and he's getting a kick out of it. You can tell that even though he doesn't want to be a part of this, he's starting to get a feel for it, and he's starting to really feel at home, because he's played that game, his entire
Classic military strategy. Surprise attack.
It'll be a slaughter.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Complete backwards irony right there. So he's getting used to it. He's loving it, and you can tell that he has a feel for it. And Krill and him start to have a very strong connection. You can tell that Alex is really gravitating towards him, Krill, as a friend, and vice versa as well. Krill is seeing him as the last Starfighter and a friend at this point. So they're going and they run into the Armada. This is where sorry, hi Mags. This is when I guess the beta is still there watching over Mags. And okay, that's right. Mags doesn't know at this point that he's a beta, so he's still trying to hide it, and he's like apologizing for his actions and stuff. And there's another alien there, and on the way back home, he is kind of getting used to being a pilot, or not pilot, but a gunner in that ship. And he's, wait a second, we knock out the turrets. And so he comes up with this plan about waiting for them to go behind them and then do a sneak attack from behind, because they won't see it. And that's a strategy that Krill...
I'll have it all figured out by the time we reach the frontier.
What's that?
The frontier.
Yeah. And so they're like, oh crap, the frontier is heading towards us. And basically Alex comes up with the idea, like, well, why don't we just hide it in this I think it's an asteroid or something like that, wait for them to pass, and then let's just go for it. I think at this point he's fully embraced the fact that he's the last Starfighter and he needs to protect Earth, because he's already seen that there is aliens there that are coming out to take care of business, basically kill everybody in not only the trailer park but in the entire galaxy. So they do this, they make the plan, and they hide, and then they attack from behind, and he just tears them apart. He starts going through the line, because they're all lined up in like a formation. Like if you've seen Encounter at Farpoint, it's like that net, that Q forms, but it's just all ships. And so he goes down line by line and he just starts taking out ships because they're all in just a single file line. And he just goes through and he starts. Exactly. And he just starts knocking them out and he gets his confidence. That's the thing, right? Is that this is where he starts building his confidence back and he starts realizing that he has what it takes to be the last Starfighter and to defend the Earth. That they don't need, it would be nice if they had extra help, but he realizes that he has the capabilities to do it. And with Krill supporting him, they are going to do everything they can. They take out the turrets from the main ship, so they take out the basic weaponry and the energy propulsion units and stuff like that from the main starship. So they really surprise attack this armada, this frontier fleet. And at home, the beta is having a good time. Well, maybe he's not having a good time, but they're all hanging out together, and the beta is a little awkward because he's a robot basically, and they're just chilling out, and he's trying to pretend like he's a human, so he's looking. He has extra sensory. He has extra sensory perception, and he hears this other guy and his girlfriend having an argument. And he's trying. He's trying to emulate that, and so he realizes that laughter is a good way to lighten the mood and stuff, and so he makes that laughter, and it's the most obnoxious, hilarious.
Apparently, according to Nick Castle, when they were test screening the film, it was the stuff back on Earth that was sort of it would bring levity to the proceedings, and they went back afterwards, and they were like, okay, we need more on Earth. And again, as I've mentioned before, I think that's part of the reason why I like this movie a little bit more than Star Wars, aside from the fact that I've worn out Star Wars, is that there are stakes. There are things going on Earth. Like, what is Alex doing? Like, what is he protecting? And he's protecting his home.
Yeah, there's more personal connections. Yeah.
And then, we get Lady Turtlehead.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I know. Sweet. This is the moment when I watched this today. I was like, oh no, I am not a furry.
No, you're a reptile.
I don't like anthropomorphized animals.
You're a reptilian.
No, I don't want to. I do not want to make the sweet, sweet love with a turtle head.
Are you sure?
Maybe that's racist.
Hey, she looked kind of like She-Hulk to me.
No, she doesn't look anything like She-Hulk.
I'm just joking.
At best, she looks like a fugly Duras sister.
No, you know what she does look like? She looks like a she-abomination.
Oh, that is true. Oh, look, they're giving them each other shell.
Yeah, they're giving each other shell. That sounds so dirty.
I know. That's why I said it.
I know.
And Jill in the chat says, the caves inside the asteroid remind Grig of home because he lives underground with his wife and 6,000 Griglings. Wait a minute. Is his name just the name of his species?
Maybe.
I don't call my babies Jillings. And I don't call them humaning while I have the name of the human. That's weird. Yeah, no, but also, like, when you're dealing with alien species and things that are alien, that are alien, making them sound weird makes them sound cool.
I agree. I completely agree.
Also, John Burns says bumhead.
That's what they call me.
That's what they call you.
Yeah, so so I got a little bit ahead of myself. This is when he said, "Let the Armada pass." So he has that idea, and Krill's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. How'd you come up with that?" All right, so let's do it, and they do it, and then they attack.
It is amazing. And this is Ron Cobb saying there is no up in space.
Yeah, there isn't. They would completely defeat the purpose of what space is.
And Thronkill says they're so close to the aliens in Enemy Mine. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Enemy Mine came out in 86, though. So I would be curious if Ron Cobb was production designer on that production. It's interesting. Thank you.
I've never even heard of that movie. I'll look into that movie. Thank you.
Enemy Mine? Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr.
No,
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a
good,
beautiful film.
I'll look into it then. Thank you.
Directed by Peter Hyams.
I always enjoy finding new gems. Yeah. So this is when.
2 more dead ahead. Closing fast.
Such good CGI for back then. I mean, obviously we've improved since then, but for back then, that looks so good. I just can't give it up as much as for the attempts in technology breakthroughs for this movie.
Classic Comics in the chat says the alien makeup in Enemy Mine is much better than this. Well, yeah, it's got the contact lenses, but I think that one of the comforting things about this movie is that it does sort of feel human without being human. But Enemy Mine, the reason that there are differences between the two is because Louis Gossett Jr.'s character is supposed to be that much disparate from humanity. So I get what you're saying, and I agree. But again, it's in service of the story.
Yeah. And so I guess they're still logged into Earth as the destination. Or did they already destroy the entire fleet at this point?
Well, we didn't get the spin around, kill everything, did we?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay. Maybe not yet. Okay. So this is when they're the alien on Earth. There's another alien that is trying to kill the beta of Alex. I don't remember if they still think. Oh no, they haven't. They haven't been able to find out yet if this is the real Alex. And this is when they do find it out, and the beta basically.
Should I put my tongue in your ear now?
Don't bother, Alex.
Well, it's just I'm kind of new at these gland games.
These gland things. Yeah. So this guy has taken the skin of this cop, and he overhears when the beta tells Maggie that, hey, you should know this. I'm not actually Alex. I'm a beta. That's why I'm acting weird. I don't know.
My name is Greg.
Yeah, exactly. My name is Human. My name is Robot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm an exact duplicate of Alex. And she's like, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking idiot. Don't make excuses for being a dumbass. And then he gets shot. And then he's like, see?
But Maggie, I'm fully functional.
Yeah.
I am programmed in multiple techniques.
Yeah. It's pulling a data. Yeah. So then this alien realizes, oh, this isn't the actual last Starfighter. We need to get the last Starfighter, and he takes off to send a message to the fleet and let them know, hey, you got a Starfighter coming to destroy this frontier, this fleet. And the beta's like, we got to save him. We got to save Alex. We got to save the universe. I'm taking this car. And Maggie's like, I'm going with you. Let's go. I'm not staying here. I am going with you. If it has to do with Alex, I want to know what the hell's going on. You're going to explain it to me. We're taking off. And so they steal the Johnny Lawrence's character's truck, and they start chasing after this alien to prevent him from sending the message. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Well, no, I don't have anything to add to it. But like again, when they tested this movie, they said we like the stuff happening on Earth. We kind of got a little overwhelmed or bored with the stuff happening in space, and so every time they cut back to Earth, I'm like, can we get back to the space battles?
I am too. I wish they had more to do in space. I wish that they would have had more. I wish that they would have had a scene where the fleet actually had a chance to go and attack and then lose, and that. And
yeah, that would have been better. Yes.
Yeah. So and then that would have been more of a reason for Alex to be known as the greatest of the Starfighters, you know?
No, but the thing is that they had to blow up the rest of the Starfighters to make Alex the last.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that if they would have had a scene where all the Starfighters did do a full frontal assault or whatever,
yeah, like a Wolf 359 or something.
Yeah, and then completely just be decimated that way, and then they blew up the space station that everybody else was working on.
Sure.
That would have played better, I think, in the long run. But
either way, no, you know what? Not played better, but different.
The last
'Cause
Starfighter.
You owe me one, Alex.
Yeah.
Beta sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. Such a noble. I mean, that just goes down to him being Alex. That because he represents what Alex is, and so that's what an Alex move would have done. He would have sacrificed himself to save everybody else. And so this guy, the Zur, he's like, well, obviously the last, we didn't get the last of the message, but obviously it meant the last Starfighter is dead. It could mean anything else other than that. So, they take it as the last Starfighter is dead, commence the annihilation of everything other than us. So,
talking about this movie and looking at it, like even that with the Polaroid and Maggie and everything like that, I don't know. I think I'm going insane. And I am going to put The Last Starfighter as being better than Star Wars. And I'm also putting it better than Back to the Future.
Interesting.
Like, I love this movie so much, it makes me feel feelings.
That's cool. I love to hear that Scotty feels feelings.
I know. I'm surprised too.
I am too. Yeah. So then they're like, all right. So the last Starfighter.
I am the Emperor of Rylos. You have nothing except us as an army. Yeah. So why don't you just sit on your fucking scepter, you cuck?
We gave you that aluminum foil scepter just to shut you up.
You are nothing better than Ruafo from Star Trek Insurrection. Why don't you go and cry in your bunk?
Yeah.
This guy's a dick. Anyway, I'm very angry at him.
Yeah, and then I guess they realize that that the last Starfighter isn't dead because he just did a trench run basically down the main ship and destroyed their turrets, destroyed all of their major weapons and stuff like that, and then he just starts taking out every ship.
There it is, the turret.
Alex, no.
Yes!
Exactly. He starts kicking ass and taking names. I'm
thinking, you know what? Just watching clips and talking about it, I think that Greg is cooler than Lando Calrissian.
Oh, I'll agree with that.
Wow, it was that easy. I didn't even have to fight for it.
Well, I mean, Lando's cool and all, but I love Greg.
Greg's great.
Yeah, he's so cool. He has such a lovable. He's just such a lovable character automatically. Like you can tell that he just has such emotion and love. And
And
Lando
again,
is more of
big
like
ups to O'Hurley.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he played amazing.
Like, and again, we've talked about this time and again throughout this stream, how sort of reverential, I don't want to say derivative, I want to say reverential, or at least acknowledging of Star Wars. But I like this one gives me more highs than Star Wars does. Like emotionally.
I don't agree with that, but it's definitely a fantastic movie.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
well, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Yeah.
What might be right for you may not be right for some.
But you know what? I do think that it's awesome that you put this movie in such high regard.
I do. And I could be wrong. I have been before.
No. I think that it's awesome. I mean, different strokes for different folks, you know? And
I think
that
being a
it's
total
awesome.
hype. Is there any seriousness behind those new claims?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I said I think you're being a hype.
I am being a hype. I am being a hype. I'm making this better than it is.
Yeah, that one ship against literally probably about 100 ships, and then that main ship that's the size of like 50 ships in length. And he just goes to town. They Grill and Alex just go to town on him.
DJ?
Yes.
A man is born, he's a man of means.
Then along comes you.
And then nothing but the jeans. It takes different strokes. It takes different strokes.
I can't go for the higher part, man.
No, I can't either. I'm a smoker.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done. Thank you.
What you talking about, Scotty?
Yeah. I feel bad. Like
delightful.
I'm like talking way too much. So y'all can.
Yeah, but it's cool, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
You're fine. If you were like, we're talking about the movie. No, don't be self-conscious. We are here to talk about The Last Starfighter. You are talking about The Last Starfighter.
Okay.
Everything is cool. Have a cinnamon heart.
I just don't want to if other people have things to say, I don't want to take this is
Have we met?
Okay, shut up. All right, I gotcha. All right. So anyway, yeah. So he just starts taking out these ships, and I mean, he just takes their. I mean, destroys them. I mean, there is like no challenge whatsoever. They take a couple hits here and there, and then they use the weapon that is basically like the ultimate, the Deus Ex Machina, the one that Krill was like, do not touch that one unless we really need it. And then they were like, okay, this is when we need it. So they opened those little wings on the side to make it almost looks like an X-wing type of design. And I think that was intentional. I think that was intentional because the maneuver that I was telling you that they showed to George Lucas originally, the people that I was talking about earlier, they were using X-wings for that design or whatever. And so I think that they intentionally had those things come out to kind of show George Lucas, like, look, we're doing an X-wing type of thing too. And
hang on, 2 seconds. I want to give a shout out to Anonymous, who says, wish I was off work today. Would have loved to talk about Starfighter. Hey, man, we can talk about Starfighter whenever you want. Yeah, no, I know today's the main event, but whenever you want to bring up Starfighter, we dig it. And then also, Gavin Blackburn in the chat says, the more Thetazord speaks, the less we have to put up with Scotty. And I agree.
From the back end, we had Jill telling us that super special weapon is the Death Blossom.
The Death Blossom? Oh my.
You can get it
Like
at,
that is one of the most explosive fireworks displays I've ever seen in my entire life. I love it.
and you can get the Death Blossom at the Outback Steakhouse today if you order.
Well, between 11:30 and 12, if you meet Deborah.
Yeah. So yeah, they do they use the Death Blossom, kick some ass, take some names, save the universe.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is. It's such an awesome scene. Yeah.
Well, this is something like I always remembered this movie as being so slow to start. And then I'm like, I only want to watch the last half of it.
But you know what? But it's because they want to get the exposition out of the way. They want you to get to know the characters and actually care about the characters, so that when their lives are in danger, you're like, no, save them, Alex, go do it.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. It is truly a building. It is an escalation throughout the film. And I adore it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
To a degree, and I hate to keep doing this, and I will, to a degree where it's not like Star Wars has ebbs and flows, but this one just keeps like, okay, we start here, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger. And Star Wars is like, it gets bigger, and then we stop for a second to breathe. And then we go further, and then we stop for a second to breathe. And it's like, fuck with the breathing.
Just die already.
Just keep, yeah, exactly. Won't you just die?
And so a couple of frames before the one on screen right now, wasn't the penalty for using, and it is the ultimate panic button weapon, the Death Blossom, but wasn't the penalty for using that then the ship goes like flightless or has to recharge or some damn thing? So
exactly.
We get that artificial tension being injected there. You did your last, and now you got to wait around and reboot.
Yeah, they're basically dead in the water for about 2 minutes or so, 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
Tension.
Yeah. But like I said earlier, they had already taken out most of the weapons from the main ship, and that last Death Blossom took out all the littler ships, so they didn't have a lot to worry about. They had time to recharge. It was kind of a perfect time to use it. That's why Krill was like, wait, don't use it yet. Wait, don't use it yet. Now! You know, because he was monitoring where all the ships were and making sure that they were in line of sight for the Death Blossom. Exactly, this shot right here. Krill was making sure that they were all in the line of sight, so that when the Death Blossom went off, they weren't left with other people.
Jill, fucking drop the needle.
What do we do? We die.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that is one of the... That is amazing. That is one of the best. That is one of the best deaths of a villain general I have ever seen in science fiction. Jill, play it again.
Play it again, please.
What do we do? We die.
That was so cool. You're right.
And the moon. And the moon. Oh my God! Good. With the orchestral sting of "Thank heavens the bad guys are dead."
Yeah, that was so awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I would say that compares with the blowing up of the Death Star.
No, I think it's better.
I think. Well, it's just. Yeah,
it's an acknowledgement of the villain that they know that they are defeated.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying the explosion and the ship. I'm not talking about the line. The line is definitely much better, but yeah. I'm saying the explosion and then the last Starfighter ship flying off. That's reminiscent of the Millennium Falcon and the X-wing
sure.
flying away. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, and like I'm not saying that my appreciation is better than your appreciation. I'm just saying I
Oh no,
really
no, I
appreciate
know.
this.
No, and I appreciate that you appreciate that I appreciate that you appreciate it.
Oh, let's spoon. Can I be the little spoon?
You can. You
Thank
sure
you.
can.
And I will call him George.
I will hug him and squeeze him and kiss him all over.
No, but I think that is like that's so rad. Like it's one of those things where it is the dignity of a villain to die graciously, which is something that you don't usually get.
Yeah,
You
down with the
usually
ship.
get like a dancing little
Yeah.
menial fucking
No.
twerp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
something like that.
And that's what I was saying about how these evil aliens are. They have a sense of class and almost. I mean, they have a society. You know, they're not just like your typical throw in evil villains. They have a backstory that we don't know about, but we can obviously see that they have a race and respect for each other, and they have not kindness, but they have a sense of class. Like I said, you know, they
John
like,
Burns in the chat says, seriously, guys, the greatest monocle drop in the history of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Now, John, I hate to be contrary, but I am. What is your second favorite?
Ooh, good question.
What do we do? We die.
Oh my God, I need one of those monocles. Jill, buy me a monocle.
Hey,
I was merely dormant while my body repaired itself. No, I won't bore you with the details. Suffice it to say, you're on Rylos, my boy. Stop thinking human.
Hey, Scotty, check this out. Wait, why isn't my camera connecting?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Now, okay, so because I was watching the audio commentary, bye to everyone. DJ, Jill, no one's here.
I'm here. Yeah. I
Oh,
am.
DJ.
Come on now.
Thank heavens. If you
Woo! All right, we're being invaded.
All right. Where'd you go? There you are.
Yeah, I'm back.
What's going on, Charlie Brown?
I don't know. I don't know why my camera.
No, don't narrate your technical difficulties. I got that enough from Jill.
Okay. All right. My bad. Okay, so yeah, this is when he comes back as a hero, and he's basically just like, yeah, I just kicked some ass.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They don't know what he's done.
No,
he
but
just
that's what
shows up in a Gunstar,
No,
which
but
is
that's what
pretty impressive.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That he comes back and he's in his ship, and he's basically like, yeah, I just went into space. I just saved the Earth. I just saved the galaxy. Maggie,
yes,
I only have room for you on this ship, and I have plans to spend the rest of my life with you. Lewis, you know, I love you. You can't come with us. And Maggie's like, I can't leave my grandmother. And then her grandmother's like, go, sweetie. Like, I'll be all right. This is what you're destined for. And they live happily ever after, as far as we know. Until the last Starfighter 2. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it is. It is a 1980s
I play it again.
This is kind of like the Karate Kid or anything. And it's like once the dude gets his shit done and then his girlfriend finally fully falls in love. And, you know, it may be outdated, but it's also as outdated as any of those Disney movies where what you get at the end as a reward is true love. and I like it.
I
I
do
like
too.
it. It
I think
it
it's a
makes my
perfect
heart
ending.
swell. It
Yeah.
makes me understand that if you achieve things, then you will, maybe not get stuff, but you will
Feel the sense of
actualize.
accomplishment and feel like you have a sense of purpose in life and
Yeah.
finding your finding your place in life and on your journey. That's
Like,
yeah.
it's not like people are trophies, but if you believe in yourself and then you accomplish things,
Yeah.
then you will find the happiness that you deserve, as all people do.
I
If you
couldn't
are
agree more.
if you are attracted to yourself, then you will be attractive to other people.
Yeah.
And it is like, I know people say it's outdated or old fashioned, but I think that we need a little bit of old fashioned.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I especially in days that we're living in now, we need a little bit more of that old fashioned, as Joe puts it, timelessness.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah, there's just something about it that's like she said, timeless. It's a
is Jill
hero.
still here?
Yeah, well, she's in the private chat. Yeah, she just put
Oh.
not outdated, timeless. Yeah, she basically, yeah, this is just a hero's journey, going from an unconfident underdog type of story to the hero of the galaxy. So I think it's brilliant, and I still think that Otis, he's an alien. He's there to watch out, and he's still there because he.
You
needs
know what?
Lewis.
I'm fine with that theory. I'm totally cool with it.
All right, high five, man.
High five.
Cool. I agree. I think that he's there.
But I feel like celebrating.
Woo! Yeah, mariachi. And so he's going to stick around for Lewis because we're going to need another starfighter to save Earth one day, and he is in the bloodline, and he has the skill, and he will be in the second to last starfighter. I don't know. I just made that title up.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Are we done with the movie?
Yeah, this is the end. He meets Krill.
Oh, Greg meets Lewis. That's so rad. And also meets Maggie.
Greg, yeah. I don't know why I keep calling him Krill. Greg.
No,
yeah.
Krill's the bad guy. Greg's the good guy.
Yeah. So he meets Maggie. He meets Maggie's mom. He meets Otis. He meets the grandmother. And
so this is the part that I forget. So does Alex leave?
He leaves. He tells Maggie, he says, there's only one spot that I have. I want you to come with me, and we're gonna, we need to train more starfighters, get the galaxy, together again because everything was wiped out. And
Right.
she's like, no, I gotta stay with my grandmother. And then the grandmother turns to her, and she's like, be sure and write whatever it is they do up there. So she's basically saying, like, I'm gonna be okay. You live your life. I always knew that you were going to have
they
to
go
leave one day.
together.
And then she jumps on there. He's already like almost halfway up, and then she starts running, and she's like, Alex, wait. And so he stops, and he's like, okay, I'm taking you. And then they go together, and they leave and have a happy life together.
Then they happily ever after. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful movie. And this, I love this shot too, with that neon star from the starlight, Starbright. It's a beautiful. Yeah, I love that shot right there as the spaceship's flying off, and you see that neon sign right there.
Thetazord. And then everyone at the trailer park says,
"Thank heavens he's gone."
Now we can get back to our real lives.
Yes, we can get rid of that filthy cabinet.
Yeah, brilliant movie.
No, but I think that this is, like, again, I am tainted in my opinion because I've watched Star Wars so many times that I get bored during Star Wars. And when I watch The Last Starfighter, I don't, because I've only seen it probably a quarter as much. And that's probably why I like it better.
That makes sense.
But it has nothing to do with the quality of the film. I think that the pioneering of the special effects in The Last Starfighter impresses me, even though I can see it as being of its era. Star Wars is more timeless because it is practical effects and models and all that jazz. But there is something about the heart of it. There's something about how it is more connected to Earth as opposed to being in a galaxy far, far away. It's here. It's in my trailer park.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I feel differently, because what I really like about Star Wars, other than the effects and stuff like that, is I love the spirituality of the Force and how it connects to
Wait,
what?
Jill in the chat says the credits lie? How do the credits lie? Because of Atari?
No.
Also, big shout out to DJ for noticing the Atari connection.
Yeah,
that was subtle product placement.
Yeah. A real Last Starfighter arcade game by Atari Inc. is promised in the end credits, but was never released. If released, the game would have been Atari's first 3D polygonal arcade game used to use a Motorola 6800 as the CPU. Okay. So
here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, according to Anger. Burn your copy.
Yeah. Last Starfighter
of the lost Starfighter.
Yeah. Okay, we hate this movie now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks. It's a liar.
It's a fucking liar. Damn it.
The hell.
1 year later,
this
it was released
Judas film.
Jill says 1 year later it was released as Star Raiders 2 with the player fighting enemies resembling Kodan fighters and command ships from the Xylon Empire. So they I guess
sounds dumb.
They had rights issues or something to the Last Starfighter. It was a fan game. My bad. Okay, so that makes sense.
Well, just to be able to, finish this up, this anti-derivative Jill stream without anti-derivative Jill. I don't know.
I know that sucks.
If she's gonna work out her tin cans and string, like, what do you guys give this movie in terms of a rating? I know we don't usually do ratings, but I'm from the outer rim, and I'm just curious. What would you, out of 10? What would you give this film?
Oh, out of 10, I would give it a 7.
Oh. DJ?
Maybe no 7.5. I give it a 7.5.
I'll go 7. Solid 7.
I'm giving it a 9.
Good. That's a good, yeah.
I have the Blu-ray. I can't wait.
Anonymous gives it a 9 out of 5 too. Jill, what do you give it? You're there.
I'll go right in the middle there. I'll go with an 8 because I can't wait to show my son, and because he really loves video games, and I think this might be inspiring for him in a way.
Yeah.
Because
you know what? I'll go to an 8 because you went to an 8.
You don't have to. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, my internet was still bad during that entire time. So
yeah.
I'm glad that I did what I did. I don't know if it was my internet or if it was StreamYard. I think it was StreamYard. But it was way too late in the game once I realized what a phenomenal massacre it was that I had to do it the way I did it. And I appreciate you guys stepping up for me. And getting through the movie. And Thetazord, you did a great job remembering the story. I had a story my way, but you did it your way, and that's good too. And it would have fallen apart without you. So thank you, and thank you, ScottyR37, for listening to the audio commentary. You were gonna say something about the audio commentary during the last scene. of the movie. Do you remember what that was?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
You made me cry, Jill. Thank you.
You're welcome. And
The only time Jill made me cry is when she was like, shut up, I want to talk. What's going on? And I was like, oh, geez. It was like a nanny in a nursery being like, "You children."
I've been there. I mean, I understand what Jill
I'm
is going
never
through.
there, and so I blame StreamYard. Thanks, StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard.
I blame myself though. I think I jinxed it. Anyway,
no,
we got trouble right here in
have
River City.
I have absolutely ridiculously awesome, speedy internet, so I know it has nothing to do with me or my.
Well, but also you have incredibly awesome, speedy co-hosts who can totally disappoint your audience by being not you.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel bad that you weren't able to do the the whole thing. But
yeah, she's fine. We'll get back to it next week when we review. I don't know. What are we doing? Steel Magnolias? What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing. No, not that. Wait. No. John Burns says, could you guys review Night of the Comet if you haven't already? Oh, no, I haven't reviewed that. Night of the Comet. I'll look into it.
This was an awesome movie, and I'm so glad that you allowed me to come on here and talk about it, because this is one of my childhood memories that I'll never forget. Like I said, I remember the first time that I rented it. I rented My Pet Monster, this movie, and Return to Witch Mountain, the original. Obviously, because it was back in the 90s.
I don't know. I've never seen that movie. 80s.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Yeah, it was cool. It was it's a sci-fi movie. So.
I haven't read these chats, and they're really fun.
Yeah.
Get thee to my monocle.
Yeah. I want a green monocle, thank you. I will get to the monocle if it is a green monocle only.
Well, it's kind of like when you make a Halloween. Sorry.
And I'm sorry, John Burns. I wasn't able to get to the chat today. I was all sorts of not here in terms of being able. Well, I'm surprised I'm able to talk now.
You're doing good.
Well,
yeah, I don't want to.
90% of my job is ignoring the chat.
Well, and it did help us finish the review since I was already an hour behind by the time we really got started.
Oh wow, it's already been 3.5 hours. Oh
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I lost an hour because I kept stopping and going. And
oh, okay. I know I was late a little bit, but
it doesn't matter when the guests show up. It matters that I start my show and I get into a certain rhythm and a momentum and an acceleration. And once
who could ask for anything more?
Cut off that acceleration, then I have to start back from the beginning.
Okay.
And,
yeah, I understand.
Tear loves Tiva. Repeat. Tear loves Tiva. Repeat.
Guys,
That's an awesome animation. What is that? What was that animation?
That's Fantastic Planet.
That is awesome.
We did a review on that movie.
I've never seen it. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. That's awesome.
So good. You can find it on archive.org, I believe.
Okay, cool.
And enjoy it. It's fan freaking tastic.
Oh yeah, that animation art, it looks awesome.
It's in the title.
Okay.
John Burns says, did you guys read this one? I'm a little sick. So being able to participate in the last Starfighter video is amazing. Oh, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Hope you feel better.
I'm just sorry I couldn't. Oh, Sentai Ranger. Did you guys say hi to Donnie?
Of course I did.
said hello to Donnie. Yeah, of course.
I told him it's morphin time and that he's he'll always be a ranger and he'll always fight by his side.
Oh, good.
And I said he was gay. No, I'm joking.
No. It's not even funny to say that because
Why not? How dare you assume his sexuality?
I think it's funny.
I'm not being anyway. I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm just trying to be shocking.
I think people understand that.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that
Is it me or does Marco Limo alien look like what Kaylee Spaney? Is that her name? What's the name of the lady who was the Little Mermaid?
I don't remember her name. I don't really agree with it, but I think it's kind of.
I don't agree. It is funny, but I don't agree. I think she looks more like Anya Taylor-Joy.
I don't know who that is either.
Oh, she was in the what is it called? The Queen's Gambit, and then she was also in a couple of Shyamalan movies, and she was in The Menu.
I do know who she is then.
She was Princess Peach in the Mario movie.
Okay, yeah, but that's a voice acting thing, so you can't really tell how far apart her eyes are.
I know the face though. She was in the Unbreakable trilogy. She was in that she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, but
me too. Opposed to the young lady who played the live action Ariel, who was not my Ariel. And that's because I'm racist.
If you ever come to Calgary in late April, I think I've seen Uncle Buck. Nice. Yeah,
Uncle Buck. I love Uncle Buck.
John Burns saying, if any of you ever come to Calgary in late April, I cosplay as Uncle Buck.
All right, and things are degenerating into anarchy. What are we doing, Jill?
What it is that I was trying to read a chat, and
I'm sorry,
was responding to a chat without actually reading the chat, so I didn't realize he was trying to read a chat until he responded and then started to read
my bad. I do.
Son
that
of a bitch!
I do.
We
that
have an order of things.
I'm sorry. I do that on my channel too. I have a bad habit of it. I'm sorry.
You got to read the chat. You got to read it before you respond.
Yeah, I always respond and then I read it. I'm an idiot.
Shut up, Daryl.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Your way of doing it is fine as long as people are actually watching the live stream. But if they're only listening to it, like it's a radio show, then it's good to read it first.
Yeah, I know.
But if anybody goes to Calgary in late April, John Burns cosplays as Uncle Buck because John Candy was amazing.
Oh wow,
he was. I love John Candy so much.
John, I'm going to write that down. I have never been to Calgary, and if it is late April, it's in Canada. I should be able to get there easily.
Yeah, in Canada.
In Canada.
So both Anonymous and Thronkill gave the movie a 9 out of 10. So that was
Bing.
Oh, speaking of, I do have to dash. As I read some.
Then let's get out of here.
But before I go, I need to end the poll while my internet's still working.
Yes.
While my StreamYard has decided that it should be working.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta find it though because not all my toys are up right now. So.
Oh, Jill. Before we go, before all of this ends, I have one question to ask you. I'm going to build it up a little bit because I'm quitting smoking. I am taking medication. Which should I enjoy? Cigarette or joint?
You should take your nicotine pills.
I am taking my nicotine pills,
if you can handle a joint, do the joint.
Handle a joint?
Well, I can't.
2 fists in my face.
I used to be able to smoke like a chimney. Smoke, some
cigarettes.
Some green goodness.
No, but did you smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
And did you quit?
Now. Yeah, I vape now.
Oh, so you didn't?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't use nicotine. I just it's just a habit type of thing now.
Yeah, no, and that seems to be the thing that is very distracting. Is the habitual? I don't even want the nicotine. I just want the habit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was so hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as for the green goodness, I have such bad panic attacks. I tried to do some a year ago, and I had the worst panic attack of my life.
So you're saying join. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, do it. Do that.
All right. Anyway.
Yes.
So should we get out of here?
Anyway, the poll says it was very clear. There's no shadow of a doubt that the best piece of technology from this movie, most people's favorites, at least over half, was the Gunstar ship. With
of course.
The one with the Death Blossom, of course.
Yeah.
56%. But a quarter of people did choose the Starfighter arcade game because without that, none of this adventure would have happened.
True.
The way it did. Anyway.
I voted for Star Car.
10% of people voted for Star Car. ScottyR37
that was a cool car.
It was a Cybertruck that could fly. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, made by the guy who does worked on cars for Man from U.N.C.L.E. So that
Nama says, welcome to Drugs with Jill.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
I prefer to think of it as Drugs with ScottyR37.
Yeah.
And the important thing to remember is that ScottyR37 lives in Canada, where it is completely, totally legal for him.
Perfectly legal products.
Legal.
So
it's medicine with Jill.
You might as well call it caffeine.
Yeah.
Just to finish reading the poll, the beta Android got last place. 7%.
I would have thought it got higher, but yeah.
But
I would take a beta Android of Catherine Mary Stewart if that's not too offside.
Yeah. I'd stick my
I would like it if she stuck her tongue in my ear.
I was saying the opposite. I'll stick my tongue in her ear.
Okay, so now we've gone too far.
You were both on the same wavelength, though. That's
yeah.
We are not.
Actually, you know what? No. Wait. I want a beta unit of DJ. Play nice.
Play nice.
Why?
Why?
Well, exactly. That's why. You'll just be like, it's time to get up, Scott. I've brought you coffee. Would you like my tongue? And I'd be like, no, dude, that's weird.
No.
And you'd be like,
yeah.
And this isn't you specifically. This is like a beta.
Yeah, this is a
beta. This is a
version
robot version of you. I'm not saying it's you.
Yeah. It's not like he has like a.
I want you as my Alfred just because of the voice.
This is a really weird conversation.
This is a really weird conversation.
Yes, it is.
You are right.
John Burns says Robert Preston's line, "It's his galaxy too," as a reason for recruiting Alex. Yeah, exactly, because he had a stake in the game. Because if Xur succeeded, then Earth would eventually be on the target list.
Exactly.
Well, and it's also like,
I didn't get to talk about this movie.
We talked about people sort of ripping off previous iterations. It's like, it's his galaxy too. That is almost a verbatim quote from Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it's like, why do you want to save the galaxy? Because I'm one of the idiots who lives in it. Like, this is, the same idea. I love it. And I like the idea. I don't think it's ripped off. I think it's an amalgamation, or what is it called when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly? It's like a different thing where the same idea becomes something new. It's beautiful. Like, these ideas are
Butterflies
transcendental. They're human. Like, these are things that are universal, and I love it. And I think that the reason that this movie speaks to me so much is because of, like, it feels. It makes me feel feelings. And that is what art is supposed to do.
Yeah. It feels feelings and makes you feel those feelings for the feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was the word that you wanted metamorphosis?
Metamorphosis is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah. It's metamorphosis time. Yeah. All right. See you later, old man bird. Eugene, have a great night. See you tonight at Friday Night Frolics.
Okay. I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for my
All right.
children. I gotta make
All
them
right.
watch
All right.
The Last Starfighter.
All right. Check out my channel. I stream and do stuff. So
Yes. Oh, right.
Totes.
Yeah, that thing. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Give me a second.
Here we are.
I can't believe
Quickly. Let's.
Well, I have to find the link.
All right. I'll play a clip while you're looking at.
Morphin time.
Okay.
Do I have clips?
quick.
I don't even know. I don't know where to find them.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. I'm about 120 away or something. Do you enjoy dissecting movies like a science experiment gone horribly wrong? Love arguing about how cartoons from the 80s are actually art? Collect so much plastic junk in your house that you start resembling a landfill? Good, you are my people. All right, so buckle up, nerds. You're going to have a bumpy ride. Lots of jokes, hot takes, streams, all the good stuff. Join the channel. We stream, have fun, do all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you.
I think my internet's working now. Can we start over?
Yeah, we can start from the beginning. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. So the movie starts with a very what? No, I'm all right.
Yes. DJ Play Nice, I wanted to thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Is there
Thank you
anything
for
that you
hosting.
didn't get to add about the movie that you wanted to share?
An underdog, everyman character saves the day and the universe and everybody in it, and this chat helped to save an afternoon that would have been probably dreadfully boring. So thanks for hosting, Jill. Scotty, thanks for having this as one of those must-see birthday celebration films. I look forward to next year, or maybe even next week.
Yeah, no, we're going to have another
Yeah.
birthday party next week.
Rock and roll, 52 of them. Let's clock.
Let's do it.
And to everybody, right on. So everybody out there, if you're in crisis or you know somebody who is, please dial 988 or 1-800-273-TALK. If you don't want to talk, you can text the word TALK.
Amen.
741-741. You can get assistance there. Local help is always available. Reach out because somebody cares. We care. I care. You care.
I care.
We
I
all
care too.
So have a great rest of the day, a wonderful weekend ahead. Until I see everybody else again, be safe, have fun, take care of yourself and your crew, and rock. I'm out.
Oh, I got a rock. I didn't even realize that I was going to get a rock, but fucking yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I will feel it for both of us.
And I am ScottyR37. I don't know if you guys know me. I've been here.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the guy who's been in the refrigerator box asking for coins and pencils. And I am on the Phantasmagorium. We just finished up our Terminator retrospective. We covered all 6 of the movies. And then tonight on Cinema Gulp, we're going to be talking about the late, great David Lynch.
That's
and also, there's a lot of good stuff going on. We're not just a eulogy channel over on Cinema Gulp, but there have been fantastic retrospectives, conversations over there. And then, as always, my best friend on the internet, the person who puts up with me the most despite all of my dick jokes. Thanks, Jill. Subscribe to here.
I didn't really have as much of a choice when I was backstage and I couldn't be on the panel to stop things, but you did a great job. Thank you so much for helping to
I
host
didn't say
live
cunnilingus
stream.
once.
Well,
now you did.
now.
Good
damn it.
All right.
No,
Thank you so much.
it was great, and thank you for figuring out how to speak as I threw clips over your talking because I wasn't sure when you stopped.
No,
talking.
you did great. You actually did.
You're an
really, really
incredible
great.
host, and your trust is amazing, and I think it's well placed. Your friends, or sorry, your colleagues are of good character.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And oh, we just got a new subscriber.
Yeah, see that?
Subscribing.
Nice.
Ron Kill. That is always phenomenal when I receive a subscriber during a live stream.
That's awesome.
And
Bingo.
of course, we'll do something next week. But
You want to talk
I'm
about
not-
Inglorious Bastards?
Or Night of the Comic. We'll
Oh, night. Well, are we gonna do a?
See what
We're gonna do a Catherine Mary Stewart.
What? How about do a David Lynch movie?
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good. Okay. Well, let me think on it.
That's
David Lynch is awesome. So
I know, but
for
it's
now-
so difficult to talk about.
I don't know what we'll do next Friday, but
I
tomorrow
I
do
could
know
find
that
a lot.
tomorrow, and I do know that tomorrow that is going to be a shore leave,
Yes.
at night,
Yes.
nighttime. So
I will
so
be
that's gonna
very,
fun.
very stoned.
Hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna do a virus scan on my computer just to make sure it wasn't me. But I
Yeah,
think it was
fix your
Streamyard.
computer, yo.
Yeah, you might just need to reboot it.
No, I rebooted it like
Oh, you
5
did?
times during this
Oh.
life.
Jill is a
wow.
computer scientist. She knows what she's doing.
Okay.
I
all right.
rebooted it. I changed out my Ethernet cords. I did all the things.
Oh wow, you really went all the way. Okay.
Oh, she
Yeah.
she took the computer out, ran it around the block at 88 miles per hour just to figure what was going.
Okay. We
All right.
explored
Yeah.
the last Starfighter.
Can
had a
we
great
get out of
time.
here?
Until next time, stay awesome and have a wonderful
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, I need my videos. Here they are.
Oh my god. Okay, bye.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Hit the brake! Hey!
We'll track with your every move.